showtime on a Tuesday morning. It's a Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday, and we are here for it. We welcome you aboard up in Adam. Fiddle with my equipment here. Let's see if I can get something to work. Let's try this one. Here we go. Test. For love of Pete. ET, I'm going to need an adapter at some point. Listen, it is a popular refrain in sports. It shows up to some degree. Okay, what am I talking about? We're going to play early. We're going to do a little brain teaser right off the top here. What am I talking about? It's a popular refrain in sports. And it comes in some degree with just about every either close or important ball game. A popular refrain that comes at some level, sometimes more intense than others, that comes with every important or close game. Got it yet? All right, let me add some stuff to it. It's a popular refrain that comes after just about every important or close game in sports. If you made a pie chart for this refrain and you put fans, players, and coaches in it, it would be probably made up of 88% fans, 10% players, and only 1 or 2% of coaches. What am I talking about? Get your motor running on a Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday. This popular refrain that shows up after every important or close game, of which fans are the primary voice of said refrain, players to a degree, coaches rarely. That refrain, the refs killed us. The umps screwed us. We got done in by the officiating. So what makes it unique as we get up and going on a Tuesday morning following a San Antonio Spurs 115-111 win in New York last night to, hey, we got a series, pull it within 2-1. Why is it a story this morning? Because the 2% spoke up. Loud. Too loud for my tastes. And it becomes a major narrative and talking point this morning when the real story is the Spurs with their back to the wall facing an unbelievable atmosphere. Came out, hit shots early, didn't allow the crowd to steamroll them. When the Knicks took a lead, the Spurs had an answer. They trailed by 7 going in at halftime. They put a third quarter run on and pulled into a slight lead. It was a back and forth game. And this time they pulled ahead by 5 or 7 and the Knicks would score and they would have an answer. And ultimately it settles 115-111. You know, we use the word, must win a lot. When you're down 2-0 on the road in the finals. And by the way, that Spurs incredible streak we talked about yesterday, they haven't lost 3 in a row since April of 25. And they won last night because of the defensive intensity they continue to put on Jalen Brunson. They won last night because Victor Wembanyama and Stephon Castle did something that has never been done in NBA Finals history. All right, what do we got here? I mean, what? Somehow I got volume on my... What are they doing here? E.T., good morning, friend.
What's up, I see?
What they doing here at night?
Man, it was a mess over here,
Man, I
too.
watch shows. I'm sure. What do they watch? Netflix when they get off the air out here? How is the laptop in a radio studio turned up? How? Watch this. Can you hear that, by the way, or no?
No.
Not at all? That's a big shut up then. My eyes are getting a little bit worse, bro. That's not good. Let's just do this. There you go. I'll blab away, Mike Breen. But last night, Wembanyama and Castle, Wemby with 32, Castle with 23. And by the way, between the two of them, they went 13 of 15 from the line. Keep that in mind. But they became the first duo in finals history, 22 or younger, to each have 20 points in a finals game. So the Spurs won because of those reasons. Because De'Aaron Fox, with them up 3, hit a big shot in the lane to keep the game safe. They won for those reasons. They did not win for the refrain that was voiced quite loudly. Oh, and they also won because Karl Anthony Towns, who we were talking about in like MVP condition, went completely AWOL. He had 11 points last night. He didn't get to the free throw line. More on that. But that's why the Spurs won last night. And so when the head coach of the Knicks goes to the podium after the game, and before you are barely into it, goes into this but. I'm not, the Spurs are a great team, and Mitch Johnson's a great coach, and yeah, but he got into a free throw disparity, and, you know, historically bad officiating is why they lost. I mean, I don't know why you make the argument if it's anything other than the disparity was, I think, 24-8 free throw attempts in the second half. And that's a lot. It hasn't happened much in NBA history. But watching the game, it didn't feel like the officiating was one-sided. It felt like they over-officiated for a while, and maybe the Knicks were more a victim of that. But the game did not feel like it. Again, I got no dog in the fight. I would prefer the Spurs win. That's only because Hicken is a Knicks fan. And oh, by the way, that's not my normal resting fandom. That's on him, not me. So I would root for the Spurs in this series, but not to the point that I wouldn't be able to differentiate a super poorly called game. I just don't feel like last night's outcome was determined by the officials. Or should you have gotten foul calls when you missed 9 straight three-pointers at one point? You know, no, you lost because you didn't hit all the shots you hit the first few games. The foul calls are going to be the foul calls. 24-8 seems unfair. I'll grant you that. But within the context of the game and how the Spurs are getting to the line and why the Knicks aren't, that's also a part of the story that's not told in Mike Brown's flat-out rant. Let me get the quote here. But, like, if you're looking at winners and losers from last night's game, you got to throw Mike Brown into the loser category for going to this card, at least in my opinion. All right, so here's the quote. The Knicks see their 13-game win streak. Snap, by the way. But Mike Brown didn't take the officiating well. Shortly after the buzzer went to the podium, unloaded on the officials during a lengthy opening statement. First of all, I want to make sure I get something clear. Coach Mitch Johnson and the Spurs, they won the game tonight. They came and took the game. But, and it's a big old but I will say this. I never thought I would be in the NBA Finals and see a team get 24 free throw attempts in the second half to another team's 8. I don't think I complain much about officials or the fairness when it comes to the free throw attempts. San Antonio's a great team. They are a great team. Okay, it's going to lower our odds big time. If we play game 4 and in the second half they get 24 free throw attempts to our 8. Maybe we were fouling, but they fouled too. The one thing that he has in his favor is that when the scribes all go to the Chat GPT and try and find other NBA Finals games where one team had at least 20 free throws in the second half and the other team had fewer than 10, you're going to find a big fat 0. It is the first time in NBA playoffs or finals history that type of free throw attempt disparity has happened in the second half. But I would circle back and say it sure didn't feel that way. E.T., good morning, friend.
Passé, Jeffrey.
Did you feel like until all the post game narrative flared up, did you feel like the officiating was bad?
Like you, I have no dog in the fight, and no, I ain't noticed anything
No,
about
I've
the
seen worse.
refs.
There's some of those
Way worse.
San Antonio, Oklahoma City games. To me, a bad officiating is not about the disparity.
Correct.
It's about how the calls are made. You notice it as you go, each one individually. And last night there were probably a few more that the Knicks had a better argument. Probably frustrating that you have to use two challenges to get calls overturned, and there's an opportunity late in the game where you need another challenge and you don't have one because you already had to use it for their missed calls. Spurs also challenged and had one overturned. But and you miss this if you're Mike Brown. You're there on the sideline during the game. You don't understand how everyone else is watching the game, but most of the times when a team's really crying foul about the officiating, we may like it or not like it, depending on who that team is that it, quote, happened to, but we at least normally notice. We don't need them to tell us. Fans, like I said, they're the 88% of the bubble. They're going to scream at every game. The Jags have never lost a game where we didn't get some text or comment that the officiating had something to do with it.
Correct.
So that's the fans, yeah. Sometimes it's more intense than others. They make up the biggest part of that pie graph. Sometimes the players can't help themselves. And in frustration, maybe they get 10% of that passion of blaming the officiating. The coaches rarely fall into it. It happens once in a blue moon where the coach is the loudspeaker. And I see what you're doing here. I promise you this, in the second half of Game 4, there will not be a free throw attempt disparity like this. It'll work. It'll work. And it'll work like this. If the Knicks are fouling legitimately and the Spurs are going to the line, the Knicks are going to get every touch call because the officials don't want to hear about 24-8 free throw disparity. And that in and of itself isn't right either. Now, the Knicks lost because they did not hit the shots that they've hit since the NBA draft. The NFL draft. The Knicks hadn't lost since the NFL draft. That was a long time ago. Josh Hart and OG Anunoby each made 3-pointers. They ended up shooting 13 of 37 from three, but that's 37 attempts, by the way, that you're not going to go to the free throw line. Now, granted, the Spurs shot a bunch, too. I wouldn't use that as any sort of determination. Bottom line is we got a series. So I was glad to see the Spurs win, and I got to be honest, they built that lead early. They went up double digits. When the Knicks stormed back and took a 7-point lead at half, I thought it was over. I did. I did not see the Spurs coming out in the third quarter, getting evening, and in the fourth quarter, holding on and making plays. At the end of the day, you got to put the ball in the basket. You got to get stops. They continue to harass Jalen Brunson without fouling him. Brunson he went to the line 8 times yesterday. Castle, the equivalent player who drives the lane for New York for the Spurs, went to the line 6 times. I'm the Spurs. I'm running my guy into traffic. You're sending him to the line 6 times. They're running their guy into traffic. I don't know if there's, you know how that stat in the NFL they use, ET, with the analytics where they hook them up and they can tell you how many yards they ran on a certain play?
Yeah.
I wonder, do they have like a dribbleometer in basketball that can tell you how many times a guy actually dribbles the ball in the course of a game? Jalen Brunson may have set a finals record last night for the number of times the ball went from his palm to the floor back to his palm. They had 2 possessions where he dribbled it inside 5 seconds, in and out and around and about, having a tough time inside. And when you got that 7'6" freak of nature in there, I can see why. But more than anything, we get extra basketball. These have been 3 good games. And probably the series, it feels like it should be more 2-1. It doesn't feel like one team has been 3-0 better than the other. And now, suddenly, that pressure shifts. The Knicks at home on what would it be, Wednesday night, tomorrow night, it's already must win. So anyway, BPY, Big Pat Young, going to join us for a phone segment a little bit later. We'll do one segment talking NBA Finals, get his perspective on officiating, how it can affect a game, and whether it's a fair argument for Mike Brown. But more importantly, what the Spurs were able to do last night with all of the pressure. And made plays down the stretch when they needed to be made, something they had not been able to do in games 1 or 2. I got a lot of other stuff to get to today, and we've got a busy show planned for you. We got Brunch with the Tour coming up in just a little bit. The World Cup, we're on the doorstep of the World Cup here. It gets started this week. And in case you missed it, 1010XL, we have our own soccer expert here.
Ooh.
The doctorate of the beautiful game, JJ La Selva. He'll join us. And look, give me a primer. Like I said, it's probably the most lied about interest in a sporting event. Right now, if I ask you, are you interested in the World Cup, you're going to tell me, heck no. A lot of you will at least at some point wade over into those waters, especially when the U.S. men's team. So we'll get the lowdown. I don't know the lowdown, when it starts, where it is, the USA's path, the overall favorites. We've talked about that, but I'll give you a little World Cup preview and have a little fun with JJ as well. We do that today in the 8 o'clock hour. So we got Big Pat Young with some finals talk. We got World Cup preview coming up. We got Brunch with the Tour and much more. We're locked and loaded. Honk that big honking horn. It's a Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
There was an idea to bring together a group of remarkable people to see if we could become something more. Who the hell are you guys?
1010XL. Jacksonville Sports Radio.
Repairing or replacing your roof is a pretty big investment. So when that time comes, you can trust my parents at Endless Summer Roofing. Visit EndlessSummerRoofing.com for a free quote. Endless Summer Roofing, protecting your home from Florida's endless summers.
Attention contractors. Stop wasting time dealing with permits yourself. Use PermitRockstar.com. Their permitting platform helps contractors cut permitting delays by up to 80%. Stop waiting and start building with PermitRockstar.com.
Fish know where to hide. Captain Kevin knows how to find them.
That's a big one.
Listen for the Ring Power Fishing Forecast Show, brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss and Royal Pest Services.
Thursday nights at 6.
On 1010XL AM.
Do you ever notice how everything in your house works right up until it doesn't? One minute you're fine, then the next minute the AC's struggling, the drain's backing up, and now you've got a problem on your hands. That's when you make the smart play. Call Duck Duck Rooter. 3 expert teams, plumbing, septic, and air conditioning, ready to step in, fix it right, and get everything back under control. And right now, take $50 off any service of $225 or more. Don't let a small issue turn into a big loss. Stay ahead of it. When you're stuck, call Duck Duck Rooter, 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
When you're hungry, go big, and more importantly, go to Dailies, where they got anything and everything to tantalize your taste buds and fill you up. At Dailies, our barbecue beef brisket sandwich is slow smoked to perfection, tender, juicy, and full of bold flavor. It's the kind of sandwich that truly satisfies. Try the barbecue brisket sandwich at Dailies. Meanwhile, some favorites never go out of style. The Duval sub at Dailies is stacked, loaded, and made with the bold flavor you want in every bite. Fresh ingredients, big taste. It's a local favorite. Grab the Duval sub today at Dailies. Or maybe you just want a delicious chicken sandwich. Some choices just work. The chicken sandwich at Dailies is crispy on the outside, it's juicy on the inside, and it is full of flavor. Perfect for lunch, perfect for dinner, perfect anytime hunger hits. So grab the chicken sandwich today at Dailies. Dailies is made fresh, it's made local, and Dailies is built for big appetites. I'll see you there today.
Hey, this is Lauren Brooks. If you love your dad or husband, but their garage is a mess, well, I've got good news for you. Closets by Design's Father's Day sale is here. Imagine custom cabinets for tools and beach gear, storage walls that actually organize the chaos, and durable garage flooring that makes the whole space feel brand new. It's the perfect gift for just about any dad. Right now, get 40% off plus an extra 15% off with free installation. Make an appointment today. See their garage showroom on Phillips Highway or visit them online, closetsbydesign.com.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Miller Electric Company, a trusted trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Miller Electric Company. Apply today at millercareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
Preparation for the season begins now. 1010XL's coverage of this year's organized team activities is brought to you by Cash Building Material, Windows Done Right, and Dexafit Jacksonville. Know your body, transform your life.
Transmission troubles? I'm Robin Sidbury, owner of Action Transmission Specialist on Merrill Road. So come in and see how we can help solve your transmission troubles. We service all makes and models. Remember, get traction. Call Action at 744-0755.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming?
All right, we're back here on the drill this morning. It's a Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday. That's the national anthem from the NBA Finals last night. The president became the first, I think, to attend an NBA Finals game. He caught a good one, that's for sure, as the Spurs win.
He definitely caught a good one, man. That was a game, man, and that national anthem was crazy. Gave me goosebumps.
Who was the performer? Was it a local or was it a big name?
He's on one of those shows, I believe. He was on Broadway or something. Whoever it was, he did his thing.
I would have played it in its entirety. It's either one or the other, man. You learn sitting in the broadcasting seat. You play the national anthem in its entirety. You do tiptoe into some muddy waters if you talk over the anthem. But we want to I want to give you at least a little bit of a snippet of that moment last night. Was pretty cool before things got tipped off. And again, more finals talk. Spurs back in the series, but I got a lot more to get to here. I do want to get this out. Look, we're not we're not weathering traffic on the sixes around here. That's not how we play. But if something big's happening out there, we are your community morning show. Don't you ever forget it. And right now, I'm told 295 North is backed up just past Commonwealth with FHP on the scene there. I got this at 6 a.m. But if you're headed north, you might want to expect a little bit of delay out on that side of the Beltway. One more thing about the finals, I did wonder, so I'm going to have ET. It's time for a Twitter check, please. Can I get a Twitter check on one Daniel Patrick Hicken, please? Now with his, got a growing momentum of followers, we're curious. Can we get a shot of him in some dark corner of a Scotland closet watching his Knicks go down at like 4 a.m. local time, or we skipped that one?
Dan Hicken is not tweeted.
Yeah, he's not tweeting that one. I bet you if he won, he'd have been tipping back and, pretending to drink a Guinness or something, perhaps. But, to stay up late that and watch it and lose, that makes it probably a little bit more. From the text line, you obviously didn't watch the game if you didn't notice the poor officiating. Well, obviously did watch the game. I guess our opinions differ. I would take it you're a Knicks fan. That's fair. I think I did at least acknowledge that there may have been a slight disparity. I did not feel like the officiating determined the outcome of the game. I'll say it that way. I think all officiating stinks, man. Who do you think you're texting to? I'm the king of the run the officials. I'm a big part of that 88% voice. I'm not acknowledging that there wasn't a missed call here or there. The Knicks lost because the Spurs bullied them and beat them. And the Knicks missed threes. They had one stretch where they were 0 for 9 from 3. They haven't done that in 2 months. That's why they lost the game. So, the only thing you've got to have wrong there is obviously I did watch the game 1,000,000%, the whole 48 minutes. So anywho, we'll get more into that. I'm not going to sit here all night and go back and forth on the. I'm not Mike Brown. Call him. You'll find a compadre. Text Mike Brown this morning. He saw a good game. He slept through some of it. Who's that? Me? No. Hick maybe?
No, the president.
Oh, the president. Yeah. Well, yeah, he did. Commonwealth, I'm told, is cleared, so we're good to go there. They want Hick to post. From the text line, I would have thought Hayes, being the soccer guy of the station, JJ is the aficionado. He's the master's doctorate of the beautiful game. JJ is our guy, JJ La Selva. We went with the guy here at 1010XL that we figures owns the most soccer jerseys. What's the over-under? Because he knows I'm going to ask him the irreverent questions off the top. Just make sure he knows. He's going to list his credentials before he appears on the drill talking soccer. You better believe it. This isn't a segment killer, baby. This is a World Cup preview. And so, yeah, J.J. Lascelles got to show that resume when he steps onto the drill stage a little later this morning. He knows that. He'll be ready to bring it. But I'm going to go over-under on J.J.'s soccer jersey ownership. Doesn't he seem like a jersey guy? I don't remember him seeing him in a jersey a lot.
Yeah, I think I see JJ jerseys. Yeah.
So how many soccer jerseys would you put it over under? Probably mostly like English Premier League.
Yeah,
maybe it probably got a
those.
Team USA jersey or two.
Maybe he might. I'm gonna put that over under about 5.5. I think he got about 6.
That's a good one.
I think he got about 6.
I think I was gonna say 4.5. From the text line. There's also the fact that Brunson is the first player to change his pivot foot 1,000 times on his shots. If you wanted to narrow down what officially is traveling, I gave up on that one in the NBA. There are no rules when it comes to traveling. That I've determined. All right, let's move on, and we'll circle back. We got a lot of basketball time. I'm going to drop it in because, again, officiating, it always stirs the passion a little bit more. Again, that's a big refrain, and I said this to start the show. If it's a close game or an important game, the banging on the officials is a part of the post-game narrative. It's usually almost exclusively fans, sometimes players, very rarely coaches, and last night it was the Knicks coach, Mike Brown. Hypothetical question for you. What is more impressive, to kick and have the record for the longest professional field goal at 68 yards, shout out Cam Little, or to have and be the only professional kicker to have two 60-plus yarders in the same game? Which one of those is more impressive? Be the only kicker to have two 60-plus yarders in the same game, or to be the kicker who has the longest 60-plus yarder in history?
Oh, the longest field goal.
Yeah, longest field goal.
I got to go with the longest field goal.
Oh, me too. And that you live forever with that. You become a footnote, especially, by the way, when the professional level I'm talking about is not the NFL. It is the UFL. But there's a young man in the UFL who I see has maybe the easiest path to the big boy league when this spring semester is over, and that would be kicker Tanner Brown. He's been the best kicker in the UFL this year. And during a recent 29-20 win, Brown pulled off an improbable field goal feat that no kicker in NFL history has ever accomplished. He hit two field goals of 60-plus in one game. A Cowboys kicker, Brandon Aubrey, holds the NFL record for most field goals of 60 yards or more in his career. He'll hold that until Cam Little says, hold my beer. Little's got to have 3 or 4 already. He's got don't forget, you forget these things quick. Cam Little has the 2 longest field goals in NFL history. He hit the 68-yarder to break the record. And don't forget, he came back, hit a 67-yarder, which is the longest outdoor field goal in NFL history. So he's actually got 2 longest field goals. One, the climate-controlled indoor against the Raiders, and then I believe it was home against the Titans, wasn't it? And by the way, sitting in the press box, when the kick against the Titans went through, it had 10 more on it. But again, no pro has had 2 of 60-plus. And by the way, a 60-pluser in the UFL is worth 4 points. I wonder if NFL kickers with the legs they have today will get even more and more opportunities from 60-plus if you were getting an extra point out of it. That's not a bad rule, man. Yeah, you get that 1 extra point if you make it, but, buddy, you're giving them the ball at the 40, you know. And when you start getting 68, 69 yards, I mean, you're almost in field goal range. You are in field goal range going the other way.
Right.
So there you go. Maybe that's a name to look for on those training camp waiver wires. Notice to all you kickers, you're on the hot seat. Here comes Tanner Brown with a big leg and now some history. And a good time to remind us all what an awesome insurance policy they have in Cam Little. And again, you almost forget that Cam didn't just set the record last year at 68. And then he came back. He's got the top 2 kicks in NFL history and did them both in the same year. So add that when you're trying to total up how impressive something is, I suppose. Josh Hives-Allen was on NFL Network yesterday. The Jaguars' leader of the defense. It sure feels like he has emerged as that. He looks great, by the way. Here on the doorstep of OTAs that get underway today. Tomorrow's session is open to the public if you got your tickets. You know, he was asked this because here's the conundrum that Josh Hines Allen finds himself in, and it's why even as segments of the own fan base, I don't think appreciate him totally, and why he doesn't get to the level of those other top, it's almost 6. He almost falls at the next level. You'll find him ranked 7 to 10 by just about any ranking, whether it's grading them or eye test, hurries. There's a lot of things. He doesn't get sacks, man. He doesn't get sacks like those dominant edge rushers. He outperforms them in many other important analytical stats. Pass rush win rate, pressure rate, number of pressures. He shows up elite in some of those stats, but the one that matters and we see the most is sacks. But let's ask Josh Hines Allen, an edge rusher himself, on what just it is that defines a great top edge rusher.
I mean, obviously, you know, when you think of edge rushers, you think of sacks. So that's always going to be priority number one to a lot of guys. But when you're talking to people that are actually in football and understands football, you want game wreckers. You want guys that can make the play all over the field, and that's in the run, tackle for losses, big fourth down stops, pressures that, pressure hits and hurries that can affect the quarterback to throw error throws so we can get interceptions. And that's just my specialty, man. I'm a guy that just lives in one-on-ones. I want to be able to look at my tackle in the face and let him know that I'm going to be here from the first to the last quarter, and I'm going to work you.
All right. So that mentality, by the way, for a guy who's pretty accomplished, who's gotten that big contract, seems to have an edge about him as he heads to a follow-up season, because this is a follow-up season in what we look back on 10 years from now. As far as the legacy that this team, that this group can build together, they got to follow up. They have not been team follow-up at all. They can't follow up consecutive playoff appearances. They haven't done it since 98, 99. That's 27 years, man. They've sprinkled in 4 or 5 playoff appearances. They have not had one follow-up season in 2.5 decades. So, got to sustain, man. How do you do it, Josh Hines Allen? Got to sustain off 13-4.
It starts right now. It starts during OTAs, man. I think we got a packed house every day. Guys come in here ready to work, committed to the cause, and we got a lot of competitors. A lot of guys that's going to come in and compete every single day. For me, that's been my whole career. Always been a guy that's probably been, in the shadow, but came and worked every single day to get better, become a better, complete person for myself, for my teammates. And then you see everybody that we brought in this year and the last. Guys are just coming in and working every single day. We finished 13-4 last year. Obviously we were in the playoffs. We're champs in our division. But that's not enough for us. We want more. But it's not going to happen overnight, and we know that as a team. If you look at our schedule right here, a lot of primetime games, a lot of games that are very important to us, and that's starting with Cleveland. So that's our mentality. We're preparing for OTAs number 7 Monday or Tuesday, and that's kind of what we're focusing on. And that's what Coach Liam, has kind of instilled in us. Every day is important, and don't miss any opportunities.
Now it's on to mini camp, and again, just an extra level, chance for players to open eyes. You think about like Chris Rodriguez being injured, and whether it's newcomers like Amir Abdullah or the undrafted rookie free agent running back from Virginia, what was his name, Jamari Taylor. You think about those guys, right? There's opportunities for them, but Abdullah hadn't been on the field a ton, but probably Taylor, right, as a rookie running back on a team that doesn't have a bunch of running backs, and we know running backs can be found, man. So, again, this isn't not going to fall into these preseason traps. A lot of people will send your way. So-and-so looks great, could press for playing time. Yeah, let's put the pads on, play a couple games against the big boys, and we'll be probably better able to determine. All right, it's a Cal and Truck Accessories Tuesday. I don't know how else to phrase this when we return, but Judge's gone wild, man. Judges be wildin' when it comes to sports, ET. I mean, how about a court of common sense from now on when it comes to sporting issues? Because these judges make the whole profession look bad. That and more when we return. I'll tell you why, at least the latest. You're listening to The Drill on a Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
Reflecting the passion of Jags fans. This is 1010XL, home of the Jaguars.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. Want to know when your body starts talking back on a golf course? Cart path only. Suddenly your ball is 80 yards across the fairway, you're hiking over there with 3 clubs, and by the time you get to it, you're not thinking birdie, you're wondering if the course has an urgent care, and that's the point. It's not just a scorecard, it's the whole day. Walking 18 without feeling like you're in a survival show. Bending down to read a putt without making that noise. Getting home and still having enough left for the kids, the yard, the cooler, all of it. That's why Awaken 180 makes sense. It's a medication-free solution with weekly weight loss, support, and yes, free support for life. You may not fix your slice overnight, but drop 30, 40, even 50 pounds, and the game, life after the game, feels better. Take strokes off your game by taking pounds off your frame. Make the call, 844-346-1800, or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking mumbo-jumbo. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices. I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from high heels to wagon wheels. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Hey guys, Prosser here. When you need new windows or doors, you want high-end quality without the middleman markup. That's exactly why I'm telling you about Cash Building Material. Same premium materials, same beautiful finishes, but at a price that actually makes sense for your home. No subcontractors, no runaround, just their own experienced crews who treat your house like it's theirs. Get a quote today, thank me tomorrow. For windows and doors, search Cash Building Material. Windows and doors done right.
Hurricane season is here, and now is the time to make sure your property is ready. Weak, damaged, or overgrown trees can become a serious hazard when storms move in. Trust the experts at Lucas Tree Service with over 45 years of experience for professional tree trimming, removal, and storm preparation. Don't wait until a storm is on its way. Schedule your tree assessment today at Lucas.
Cannons of Jacksonville, they know that when you're towing anything, you gotta have products you can rely on. With over 50 years of fabrication expertise, the family at Cannons can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Whether it's a heavy-duty hitch, trailer frame, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons will provide you with unmatched precision and durability. For all your towing needs, visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
Hey everybody, it's Joe C. Have you heard about Club Wingstop? It's their loyalty program. You get 10 points for every single dollar you spend on those fire wings and sides. You can share points with the whole family or redeem them for free Wingstop. Not in the club? Well, just grab the app. Hit wingstop.com or scan the QR code at 1010xl.com/Wingstop. Takes 10 seconds. Points even last a full year, so you can cash in today's receipt later. Joe C is locked in. You need to be too. Wingstop, baby. Get in the club.
Hear the unmistakable sound of legendary guitarist and vocalist Tom Kiefer of Cinderella. Friday, June 12th at Florida Theater. Tom Kiefer of Cinderella. With special guest, LA Guns. Hear all the hits. Get tickets now at the Florida Theater box office and floridatheater.com. Produced by Elko Concerts Florida Theater.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
You know, I think one thing that happens, welcome back on a Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday, I think one thing happens when the other coach puts it on the officials like that. You can say all you want, you respect the other team, or they're great, or this, but you take away from another reason it looked like it was misofficiated. Those Spurs players played with their hair on fire on defense all night. They never let up. When you play chest-to-chest defense all night, it looks like you're getting fouled more. They played like a team. that knew they were down 2-0 and the series would be over if they didn't win last night. And they were able to do it for the most part for the full 48. There was a stretch at the end of the first half where they, kind of reverted into some apathy. But they won because of how hard they played. That's where I will land. Officiating did not determine the outcome last night. It can always have its roles in games, for sure. Caitlin Clark hit a game winner last night. She's off to a really slow start coming back from injury. Has not played well, but first game winner of her WNBA career. First go-ahead field goal in the final 5 seconds of her career. Ironically, she had missed 2 free throws that could have salted the game 15 seconds earlier, but stepped up there with the 3. You guys know I got a Caitlin Clark fascination. It's died down. I need her to get going with moments like this, E.T. All right, the college baseball World Series bracket is now set, and 2 more from the SEC rather advanced yesterday. Oklahoma and Alabama both with victories, but you can tell, man, this is intentional. They got one side of the bracket. There's 5 SEC teams in the 8. A natural fair bracket would be separate them 2 and 3. Right? Doesn't that make sense? They're not going by seeding because West Virginia wouldn't be playing Troy if that were the case. Maybe it was set, the regionals faced the regionals. Maybe that was part of it. So in that case, it wouldn't be intentional at all. Maybe you knew who you faced. That may have been part of the bracket. When your team goes out round 1, you forget those particulars. So maybe it's just the way it fell. It'd be hard, though, to have an all-SEC matchup in the College World Series finale because the lower side of the bracket, it's Alabama, Oklahoma, who both advanced yesterday from the SEC, and it's Georgia, Texas. That looks like a college football playoff. Alabama, Oklahoma, Georgia, Texas. In fact, all 3 of those, and not Texas, were in the playoff last year, college football-wise. So pretty good year. Pretty good year, start to finish. You showed up, on campus at Alabama or Oklahoma or at Georgia as a freshman, and you watched your football team make it to the playoff. You've now watched your baseball team advance to the College World Series. But, curiously there, all 4 SEC teams in the same bottom half of the bracket. That leaves Ole Miss to fend for themselves up top, where West Virginia, Troy are one matchup, and North Carolina and Ole Miss are the other. All right, now on to, I don't know how else to say this. It makes me worried for any court appearance I might ever have. But these judges, man, when it comes to sports, I'm not a dumb person, E.T. Not an unfair person. I don't know. We need to rewrite the torts and the writs. We need to rewrite those things, E.T. If you can't, as a judge, see that a young man bet hundreds of times on college sports, including 90 for the team that he played on, if you can't understand that makes him ineligible, if instead you want to go into your feelings of how this could cause him great harm, no, he caused him great harm. It's called consequences, you buffoons. These judges are making buffoonery decisions. They are just looking like complete, and by the way, it doesn't help that the Alabama judge who said a guy can go pro and come back was an Alabama grad fan. This Brandon Sorsby is what I'm talking about, the Texas Tech quarterback who admittedly, has gambled for hundreds, if not thousands of times on college sports and was rightfully, when this was determined, banned from college sports. That should be the end of it. You're not sent to prison. I get why. If you need a judge there to determine your freedom, that's one thing. But the freedom to play college football, it's disgusting, man. I got to agree with all the other coaches and teams here. What kind of message does this send to any other locker room of college football? I can bet I'll get away with it. I can bet they can't stop me. I can bet it's not that big of a punishment. So when the suits talk about this one, it's not as disingenuous as when they're talking about money and those types of decisions. This is not good, man. Georgia, there's a bunch of schools lined up say they're not going to play Texas Tech in any sport. The Big Ten Conference is going to discuss in the upcoming days a league-wide mandate that you can't play Texas Tech in any sport. Florida Athletic Director Scott Strickland, stunned, he said, recalls the baseball's Black Sox scandal, recalls Pete Rose. By the way, have you ever seen that GIF, E.T., where the putt lips out and then a middle finger rises up out of the cup?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have seen that, right? The putt looks like it's going to go in, whoop, it lips out, and then a middle finger pops up out of the cup. That's actually Pete Rose's middle finger coming up out of the grave, pointed toward this judge. Strickland went on, as someone who grew up reading about the Black Sox scandal and seeing what happened to Pete Rose and just understanding how bright that line seemed to be in all of American sports, I'm stunned that there could be a question at the court level that this is acceptable. That's not judgment on the young man. It's just. That was a pretty fundamental tenet of American sports. If you're going to participate, you can't gamble, especially on your own team. I don't know. But what was gross was the attached statement by said judge in his reasoning. Texas Tech working through. These schools are also complicit, arguing to validate wrong. Whether you're Alabama trying to cheat the system and moving in a professional player, or whether you're Texas Tech trying to absolve someone who committed the cardinal sin of amateur athletics, some things you don't get to come back from. Sorry, move along. By the way, Swarsby, you go up to the NFL and try this gambling on every sport. Let me know how that works for you. Tough guy? It's just... Sorsby has acknowledged he has wagered at least $90,000 on pro and college sports over the past 4 years, including 40 bets on Indiana football while he was a freshman on the team. Tarrant County Judge Ken Curry ruled in Sorsby's favor. So he's now retired too? There's no, ramification? Why is a retired judge making the ruling? Was it some sort of arbitration or something? What are we doing, man? Judges gone wild. They let 18-year-old boys compete against 15-year-old girls and say it's fair. They're crazy, man. I got friends, decent friends, local, that are judges. They're smart people. What is this? But here he is, Ken Curry, the retired Tarrant County judge, talking about a football quarterback. The most demanding man-up position in all of sports. He said the quarterback would suffer irreparable injury if he isn't granted a temporary injunction to allow him to play for this season. Irreparable injury. Poor guy. He bet $90,000 on... By the way, this is like your number. It's a lie. It's higher than all this. If anybody done the accounting, this is like asking a dude and a woman how many they've been with. The numbers fudge in certain directions. So that's a lie. If it says he bet $90,000, probably $900,000. But the fact that we're taking things to the court system to reestablish some common sense into the equation, and the judges have gone cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. We're back with a football fix next. It's Catlin Trunk Accessories Tuesday on The Drill.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
This is your VSIN Action Update, brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Rays with a 3-1 win yesterday over the Boston Red Sox at Tropicana Field. The Rays today send out Nick Martinez, 5-2, a 2.29 ERA, $1.15 favorite against Peyton Tolley of the Red Sox, 3-2, 2.28 earned run average, minus 105. 7.5 under the total. Grant Holmes on the hill for the Atlanta Braves, another 56 favorite over Eric Fedea, the White Sox, plus 129. 9 flat the total at Rate Field on Chicago's South Side. George Georgia Bulldogs will open up the College World Series with the Texas Longhorns on Saturday. Both teams minus 115 on the money line in Omaha, Nebraska. Progressive helping veterans drive their lives forward. More info, keystoprogress.com. With your action update, Mike Sennett, 1010XL.
If you own or manage a commercial property or HOA, one backup can quickly turn into a flooded parking lot and costly damage. Duck Rooter's VACCon team brings the equipment and experience to get the job done right. Right now, get $250 off VACCon service and make sure your storm drains are ready for heavy rain. Keep water moving where it should, away from your property.
When you're stuck, call the Duck. 904-862-6769.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
If you missed it, get it on demand.
And you send those out on the line.
Find your 1010XL favorites where you find podcasts and at 1010XL.com. Channel 5. Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning.
Hurricane season is here. Is your home storm ready? Renewal by Andersen is offering storm season savings with buy one, get one 40% off windows and doors. Plus, 0 down, 0 payments, and 0% interest for 1 full year. In recent years, storms have caused tens of billions of dollars in damage across Florida. Prepare your home now with our Claim Impact Windows. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free design consultation. Restrictions apply. License number CGC 1527613.
All right, this is for the Guggenellas and you kids out there today. Don't forget the forgotten holiday is just a little over a week away, Father's Day. I know we don't expect you to stop the world for us like we do for the moms, but maybe give us a little bit of a shout out. You can do that by going to liveforevergolf.com. They got Father's Day deals galore. For the dad who plays like it matters, you can get him the hoodie he'll wear every single round. They've got these the sun protection hoodies. Those are awesome. Performance hoodies. They call it the Dawn Patrol, and he's going to look awesome in his performance knit hoodie. Take care of Dad on Dad's Day. Let's stop it with the forgotten holiday, and let's honor Pops everywhere and do it with getting him the best gear and apparel going, and that is at Live Forever Golf and liveforevergolf.com.
This is Victor Patel, CEO of North Florida Medical Center. Have you been in an auto accident? Are you feeling pain or stiffness? Our board-certified team has over 15 years experience helping patients recover through chiropractic care, physical therapy, pain management, primary care, and neurology. Even minor injuries can cause long-term problems if left untreated. Schedule your free consultation today at nfmcjax.com. North Florida Medical Center, bringing the care back to healthcare.
Hey guys, Hicken here. You know Zero Res won't let rising gas prices stop you from having a clean and healthy home. Flash sale time, baby. Oh yeah, call and book Zero Res this week. You get 3 rooms carpet cleaned for $149 and you get a 4th room for free. Flash sale, a no-brainer if you have 4 rooms in your house. Flash sale also includes $75 off air duct cleaning. So this week only, visit ZeroResJacksonville.com and tell them 1010XL sent you for the flash sale. Zero Res.
For every special occasion, Kuhn Flowers can deliver a beautiful floral arrangement with a click, a call, or a visit to one of their beautiful showrooms. This is JJ. When you need to show someone you love that you remembered, think Kuhn Flowers.
New and pre-owned firearms are in stock at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Want a new sidearm or rifle? Brands like Kimber, Smith & Wesson, 6 Hour, Beretta. No lines, no hassle. Only at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
This is Jeff Middlecoff with Cogent Bank. My associate Ryan Salem and I joined Cogent Bank because we wanted to revolutionize the mortgage business, just like Cogent Bank has revolutionized the banking business. So Ryan Salem and I are able to leverage the power and stability of Cogent Bank to go out and find our clients the best investors, the best products, and the best rates in the entire country for your particular mortgage loan. Of course, you don't have to be a customer at Cogent Bank to take advantage of our mortgage services to buy or refinance your home. We offer jumbo loans, VA, FHA, conventional, and investment loans. At Cogent Cogent Bank, we offer mortgages nationwide, so we can help you with a second home or help a family member who lives or is moving to another state. Call Ryan Salem or myself, Jeff Middlecoff, at Cogent Bank today, 904-442-9191, to see how we can help you with any of your mortgage loan needs, whatever or wherever they may be.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, Cogent Bank, NMLS ID 402296, Ryan Salem, NMLS ID 1182429, Jeff Middlecoff, NMLS ID 249086.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's team time, Farah doesn't flinch.
All right, we're back. It's Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday. We get to a football fix here pretty quickly. When we come back on the other side, SI.com has on their NFL page their cover story. Big, beautiful teal jersey, Trevor Lawrence. Golden hair flowing in the wind. Ball cocked back, ready to hit target. Anyway, Super Bowl 6 is titled the column, Super Bowl 61 Roadmap, while the Jaguars can or can't win it all. So we'll take a look at that a little bit more in depth, what they are seeing and referencing when we come back on the other side in the 7 o'clock hour. So let me, in the meanwhile, give you a few headlines from the National Football League. They are scattering in. Mini camps, of course, are underway around the league. OTAs for sure as well. The Football Fix brought to you by the Jacksonville Sharks and by the home course, the Jointon Creek Golf Club. Tee it high and let it fly. I'll see you on the home course, the Jointon Creek Golf Club. Set those tee times online today. Man, you want to talk about a messy situation. At some point, is there not a trickle-down response from around the league on Brandon Ayuk? Does he not look difficult to you? Brandon Ayuk seems awful difficult. You know, from holdouts with the Niners to demanding trades to getting paid, then not getting paid, then getting hurt and having bonuses withheld. It has been a rocky ultimate split, but for now it's still just like a legal separation. But in a video posted to his Instagram account Sunday afternoon, Brandon Ayuk spoke for about a minute and a half, offering his first public comments about his current situation. Ayuk spent most of the minute and a half of the video describing an unspecified entity as little boys and female dogs who are afraid. Ayuk never explicitly mentions the 49ers by name, but a logical interpretation of the video is that he thinks the team is afraid to release him because he could go land somewhere else and eventually make them regret letting him go. Brandon, there's this thing called a trade, and there's also a gauge of your value around the league based on what people are talking and telling you about said trade or potential, and there doesn't seem to be a lot of that around you right now as well. It feels like Brandon Ayuk hadn't played in 4 years. Between all the off-field stuff and, and the injuries, it does. It feels like it's been a while since he's been a guy who was coming. I think he had a 1,000-yard season, didn't he, Brandon Ayuk? What's it been, 3-4 years now?
Been a while.
It seems like the circle backs never have the impact of the party you threw when they went away as very good players. And the Chiefs had a really good all-pro level cornerback named L'Jarius Sneed that let him go in free agency and didn't work so well. It's amazing when you go from a great team to a bad one, how said players suddenly don't look quite as good. And L'Jarius Sneed ultimately was released by the Titans back in March. And now he's circling back to the Chiefs. Signs a 1-year deal worth up to $5 million. According to his agents, it reunites the cornerback with the team that drafted him back in 2020. So still a relatively young player. I don't know what went wrong in Tennessee. Didn't pay much attention. And the Titans have probably won about, in the 2 years he were there, probably won as many games as the Chiefs normally win by the end of November. Abdul Carter leaving practice with an ankle injury for the Giants. That's certainly one of the big news in New York. By the way, did you see among the many celebrities sitting courtside, is it too much, E.T., those celebrities courtside? Is it like too much of a, like, you got DJ Khaled sitting courtside. I mean, he's a Heat fan. I mean, can we, Eli Manning now suddenly is a Knicks fan.
That's what they want, though.
I guess you got that money, you can spend it. But I was going to mention Eli Manning was courtside.
Yeah, man. He was sitting next to Jeter.
Yeah, I saw that. Jeets, and look at it, man. How many times through the years those guys have been a part of stuff together, whether it's, Gatorade or Reebok or whatever the heck it might be along the way. Snead, by the way, I see here is now 29-year-old. But, Abdul Carter leaves practice with an ankle injury, so there's that for the Giants. And the Falcons say no true QB1 battle will take place until Michael Penix is fully healthy. Don't forget they went and got Tua Tagovailoa this offseason. That's Football Fix. You're welcome. Come back on the other side. We'll dive into this column, how the Jags can or can't win it all this year. Ooh, man, dare to dream on a Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. Feel the roar and chase the wind to victory lane.
Through 3 and 4.
This Sunday at Pocono Raceway.
3 wide for the lead. 1 lap to go.
Powered by the Plumbers and Pipefitters Local Union 234 on your NASCAR station. 1010 XL.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey here for big #1 Duval Ford. If you run a fleet in Jacksonville, you know time off the road costs money. That's why Duval Ford's Fleet Mobile service is a game changer. Duval Ford comes to you, job sites, depots, wherever your trucks are, you don't have to lose hours driving to a shop or waiting in line. From basic maintenance to light repairs, Duval Ford technicians keep your fleet moving. It's fast, convenient, and built for commercial uptime. Big #1 Duval Ford mobile service. Wherever you need them, they'll come to you.
Hey, Hicken here, folks. It's happening. It is happening. We're going fairway, lush, and green at the Hicken household for, topdressing.com. Treated my yard, and I'm telling you guys, another company cannot do what they do. They have the custom equipment, that secret mix. You can't buy it in the store. Heck, it takes a year to make. With topdressing.com, you're amending your soil, and it's thriving. Make your neighbors jealous. Get to topdressing.com today or call 888-850-1850 for your free estimate.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
When it comes to glass, you don't want average. You want flawless. Duval Glass and Mirror has transformed homes and businesses across Jacksonville for over 35 years. Frameless showers that wow. Mirrors cut exactly to your style. Fogged or broken glass replaced. Decorative tabletops. Windows replaced or repaired to stand up to Florida storms. All backed by a 100% guarantee. Visit DuvalGlass.com for your free quote. There's only one name for glass and mirror around these parts. It's Duval.
Some plumbing companies say they're local, right up until you realize their headquarters are in New York City. At Hall & Sons Plumbing, we're actually from here. Born, raised, and fixing leaks right here in Jacksonville. Hall & Sons Plumbing. Local. Family. Real.
Hey, poker players! The Poker Atlas Tour is coming to Best Bet St. Augustine, June 18th to the 28th. The Poker Atlas Tour features 7 events, including the $600 no-limit hold'em title event with a $200,000 guaranteed prize pool. And event number 1, a $300 no-limit hold'em with a $100,000 guarantee. For more details, visit bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
David Lane here, and once again, I'm happy to share news of my successful back and knee surgeries at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Whatever it is that's bothering you, take it from me. Simply set an appointment today at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists and let them help you get back to normal life. I'm certainly glad I did.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Attention golfers. The all-new Back 9 Golf Lakewood is now open with free hour demos, discounts on founding memberships, 24-hour access, and you can even bring your own food and drinks. University in San Jose. Back 9 Golf Lakewood.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Jags Josh Hines Allen talked the difference in year 2 under his current coaches.
I feel like I'm a better player than I was a few years ago, and so I'm really looking forward to this year.
Liam Cohen says Anton Harrison is locked in at right tackle after the Jags picked up his 5th-year option, keeping the former first-rounder under contract through 2027. At your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, I'm Sam Nelson.
Currently, it's 7:06 and it's 72 degrees. Your time and your temp is brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller. Stay tuned for more with the drill next right here on 1010XL at 92.5 FM.
XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Back here on the drill. Going to get to this Jaguars column. We got the 10-minute drill coming up this hour. Lots of fun scheduled for you on a Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday. We got a series. Spurs win last night in New York, 115-111. Big Pat Young will join us for a phoner segment talking NBA Finals and where it goes from here. The officiating is a big part of the drumbeat. Mike Brown, the head coach of the Knicks, made sure of that when he went to the podium last night and basically said the officials robbed us. Watching the game, it didn't feel that way, but I get it. When you're outshot at the free throw line, just attempt-wise 24-8 in the second half, it makes you wonder. I think it's because the Spurs played harder. They did. They played harder. They took it to them, and the Knicks didn't make all those shots they've been making for the last 2 months. E.T., I have in front of me 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4 highest career rushing totals after the age of 30. Okay. I bring this up. Christian McCaffrey turns 30 today. 30 is that date, right? That's the milk carton date for NFL running backs. We worry about them, and once they get to 30, the contract offers slow down. I mean, unless you're Derrick Henry and just living in another world. But 30 is kind of that
wall.
Yeah, it can be. It's like you have. And that number, by the way, continues to get lower. You almost feel that way about a 28, 29-year-old running back in some cases if they're not, performing really well. It seems like those running backs, a lot of them come in when they're 21, 22, 23 years old and light it up for a couple of years and they go bye-bye. The ones that sustain into their 30s, there's a lot to be said just for that. But can you continue playing like a game breaker into your 30s? That's the question now that Christian McCaffrey's going to have to answer. He celebrated his 30th on Sunday. And so it's a new decade on life. He's been one of the best running backs in the NFL since he entered the league in 2017. I mean, he's done a lot. First team All-Pro 3 times. Offensive Player of the Year just a couple of years ago. 4-time Pro Bowler. He won a Comeback Player of the Year.
But you say he turned 30. He turned 30 on Sunday.
Yeah.
What was Sunday?
June. Is it?
Yeah, today's the 9th. Yesterday was 8. It was 6, 7.
Oh, no, we don't need that. Why are you doing that? By the way, you forget this about Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
How many yards did Christian McCaffrey have from scrimmage last year?
I want to say was he hurt? Or did he play a lot of it? It seems whenever he plays, he's going to have at least like 1,400 yards from scrimmage.
Christian McCaffrey last year won Comeback Player of the Year from being hurt in 2025. He had 2,126 scrimmage yards last year.
Try that, man.
All right, you did. Here's the list of the guys. These aren't Christian McCaffrey, quick twitch, dual threat type running backs for the most part. Frank Gore has the most after the age of 30.
Yeah, I was going to say him.
7,100 yards. Ole Emmett kept churning along. He went for 5,700 yards after turning 30. John Riggins, that's a big old workhorse back. He had 5,600 yards, and then Walter Payton 5,100 yards after the age of 30. So those, by the way, you got 3 of those guys to be top, maybe 5 in all-time rushing. List changed a little bit, but are Emmett, Gore, and Payton all in the top 5? What would you say, yes or no?
Emmett, Gore, I don't know about Peyton.
Well, he was the record until Emmett broke it.
Yeah. Was it his pass? Yeah, all three of them.
Let me see. Now, Peyton is still second, by the way.
Dang.
Emmett has 18-3. Walter Payton has 16-7. Frank Gore has 16,000. Those three on the list, they are the leading rushers because they were able to tack on another 5, 6, 8,000 after the age of 30. So now it takes me back to Christian McCaffrey. How many yards does he have on the ground?
Ooh. He can't be high up there. He's
got 10. I bet he's got over 10,000.
Yeah, I think he got about 10, 11. Wait, remember, he got a lot of receptions, too.
Yeah, for sure. He's always been the dual threat guy. You're right. On the all-time rushing list, he had 1,200 rushing yards last year in the year that we almost forget about him. Career, only 7,500.
Okay.
So if he goes the bottom of that after 30, that would be 5,000. I'd get him up to 12,000. He certainly would climb the list, but it's not like he's going to make a run towards Emmett's all-time record, even if he plays a lot this year. All right, here's that article I was talking about, that column, I guess is what we call them. Front page, SI.com, their NFL page, Super Bowl 61 roadmap. While the Jaguars can or can't win it all, let's take a peek. This is kind of the sub-headline, and how true is this? Jacksonville's GM has received praise for taking a page from his mentor's playbook, the Rams. Now we'll find out if his deals and drafts pay off, and that's true. This next year and 2 seasons, we're also going to find out all about some of these other deals that were done. And we find out how players, the guys, if you trade away a running back and he goes and rushes for 1,300 yards somewhere, that's possible for Tank Bigsby, right? I mean, it's behind Saquon, but at some point he won't be. If the Browns get 2 or 3 All-Pros and Travis Hunter's just good, that'll be a problem. Those, by the way, don't seem the likely outcomes, especially the Travis Hunter part. But anyway, I don't want to get off the main topic here. That's just a little aside on the thought of the writer about the GM. The narrative, I will read you excerpts from a column by Gilberto Manzano, NFL writer, SI.com. The narrative around James Gladstone has changed multiple times since he was hired. He was the youngest GM in the NFL when he was hired at 34. Conversations about him being too young quickly shifted after the shocking draft day trade that brought Travis Hunter here. Gladstone received praise for taking a page out of his mentor Les Snead's playbook. Bleep those picks. A few more trades and a memorable first season, including getting Jacoby Myers. So Gladstone has put together a team that won 13 in year 1. But, again, can we have a follow-up year? All right, what a super aggressive offseason. They see, nationally what we saw here, Devin Lloyd and Travis Etienne leaving, and not a whole lot brought back in return. So this subheadline, why this offseason move will or won't work, Gladstone's decision not to pay Devin Lloyd. Got 3 years, 45 from the Panthers. Could be more costly than letting Etienne walk because they're now thin at the position. Well, I would say the same thing about running back. So do those moves work? Do getting those compensatory picks next year, right? He included that as part of the logic. If you let more premier free agents go, you get often second-round draft picks in return, third-round draft picks. And also not having Travis Hunter last year, it's just such an unknown about the defense. And I know he doesn't play Lloyd's position. Breakout player candidate. This is an easy one, Travis Hunter. Right? Missing piece, it's kind of back to Lloyd and to a degree, Travis Etienne. Realistic outlook. Can or can't they? At least according to this writer at SI. The Jaguars have a roster good enough to win it all despite standing pat in free agency. Well, that's good. I don't disagree with that. It would go a long way, though, if Gladstone and Cohen can get impactful production from their first 2 draft classes. More importantly, a bounce-back season from Brian Thomas Jr. and a breakout year from Hunter could be the key to the Jaguars scoring enough points against the Texans' vaunted defense and taking the AFC South again. Jacksonville should be excited about the team's trajectory. Can they or can't they? I don't know if that was answered, but it was answered in this regard, and let's don't lose sight of this. The answer here, as always, and is, in bold print, can't. There is no can or can't. That lasts until about week 4. SI.com also has a Super Bowl sleeper column. The Texans appear on that one. So do the Bengals. So do the Steelers. The Jaguars do not. If you think the Pittsburgh Steelers are a Super Bowl sleeper team, I can't agree with you in any form or fashion. The AFC is way too good for any logical football brain to think the Steelers are a Super Bowl team. That's ridiculous. All right, we'll come back with a 10-minute drill. Some other headlines, highlights from around the sports world. You are listening in on a Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
Proud to serve sports radio to those who proudly protect our country. 1010XL, Jacksonville Sports Radio.
This Father's Day, get Dad on the water with Green Acres Sporting Goods. If he fishes in Northeast Florida, this is where he goes. Rods, reels, tackle, bait, and all the gear he actually uses. Not sure what to get Dad? Grab a Green Acres gift card in any amount and let him decide. Shop Father's Day at Green Acres Sporting Goods. In-store or online at greenacresporting.com.
Hey guys, Prosser here. When you need new windows or doors, you want high-end quality without the middleman markup, and that's exactly why I'm telling you about Cash Building Materials. Same premium materials, same beautiful finishes, but a price that actually makes sense for your home. No subcontractors, no runaround, just their own experienced crews who treat your house like it's theirs. Get a quote today. Thank me tomorrow. For windows and doors, search Cash Building Material. Windows and doors done right.
My name is Savannah, and I was looking for a way to track my fitness results in a tangible way. I chose DexaFit Jacksonville because I wanted real, measurable results. After one quick DEXA scan, I knew my exact body fat, muscle mass, visceral fat, and even bone density. No guessing, just data. It gave me a clear baseline so I can now set my goals and track my progress with a lot of confidence. If you want real insight into your body, I highly recommend DexaFit Jacksonville. Book your scan today at jacksonville.dexafit.com.
XL Prime Time is back where they belong.
Wait a minute, I know where that is.
Lunch is on Josie, Matt Hayes, and Leon.
You could lay a little barbecue on us.
From the big #1 Duval Ford Studios.
But somebody else is going to have to cook it.
Noon to 2 weekdays on 1010XL.
There's a simpler and easier way to get your construction permits. PermitRockstar.com. PermitRockstar.com has a team of rock stars. Construction rock stars that fight the permit battle for you. The Permit Rockstar platform can virtually automate and submit your permit paperwork, eliminating mistakes. And their private provider can save you weeks on plan reviews and virtual inspections. Get your permits faster. PermitRockstar.com. Stop waiting on permits and get back to building. PermitRockstar.com.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods, a Jacksonville family business for nearly 70 years. Heck, I've been talking about them for over a decade. The Thompson family secret: Dandy's never frozen, always fresh baked bread with quality meats and cheeses, no dry crumbly subs here, only soft and tasty deliciousness. When I see that logo with the little dude with the cane on the label, it tells me I'm getting a trusted brand, a quality sandwich. So do what I do and stop in at a Daly's and make yours a dandy today.
Right now at Beard's Diamonds, pay $0 down and get 0 interest financing for 5 whole years. Yes, you heard it right. That $12,000 designer engagement ring is yours for just $200 a month. This makes everything affordable. How about a $6,000 diamond eternity band, just $100 a month? Say goodbye to high interest rates. Get the relief you deserve at Beard's Diamonds. But hurry, this incredible offer ends June 30th and will not be extended. How about a $3,000 pair of diamond earrings, only $50 a month? Make any purchase and spread your payments over 5 years with $0 down and 0 interest financing. Rings, earrings, bands, bracelets, pendants, colored gemstone jewelry. Let the non-commission experts at Beards help you find the perfect piece of jewelry and take advantage of our best financing offer ever. Beards Diamonds in the St. John's Town Center, Jacksonville's premier locally owned jeweler. Shop now and enjoy 0 interest financing for 5 years. Hurry, this amazing offer ends June 30th. On approved credit, some restrictions apply. See store for details.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. And now, let's light up the Firehouse Subs 10-minute drill.
Hit it!
All right, it is time to span the globe for the constant variety in sports, we call it. The 10-minute drill. E.T. dutifully gatekeeping in the production studio this morning and ready to weigh in on what's caught his eye here. I've set it up that way, a little pressure on him.
Hey, Jeffrey, man, like this whole college football ruling really is blowing me. How do they fix that? Like, how did he fix that? The kid placed hundreds of $1,000s in bets.
Yeah, this is an easy fix. You get a judge who's not a moron. No, seriously, you get a judge who's not a corrupt, dithering old fool. Because that's all you can be to make this judgment. And I would like for our judges to not find some way to stand out as super smart or some pathway and instead rule for the common good. Isn't that what judges are for? Isn't that what laws are for?
You would think.
The common good. And we parse these laws to find these little outs for these lesser people who do dumb things and then blame it on this, You're going to go with you've got an addiction. Shut up, Sorsby. Shut your mouth, you entitled little... Come on. A gambling addiction. He needs his path. It was a mental illness is why he did it. Was it a mental illness when he's back in the pocket, avoiding 300-pounders rifling downfield? Stop it. We all have weaknesses. The strong of us don't blame them for everything. Kidding me. And the judge, I'm all for people, overcoming their weaknesses, their addictions, their battles. Doesn't mean it doesn't come without consequence. And if you have a drinking problem, you get in the car drunk and kill someone, does that mean you shouldn't go to jail? Because you got a weakness? This is cockamamie judge BS is what it is. This happens until judges get their heads out of their arse and go to the school of common sense for 5 seconds before they weigh in. He's being damaged if he's not allowed to play? What about the thousands of college football players who are going to be told, gambling's no big deal? So whatever this judge emeritus is either a biased buffoon or he's corrupt. There is no other answer. We go to the highest level for people to make common sense of things, and these judges are damn gone wild, man. They're just so swimming off course from what the rest of us think and need and want. Buddy, if I was a high school age parent, my little girl was competing against boys, I'd be in jail probably. What are we doing?
Right.
These judges are doing that too. It's insanity.
Hey, Jeffrey, I'm a numbers guy, so let me put you to the test here.
All right.
Jared Verse, you remember what number he wore when he played for the Rams?
It's like 6 or 8.
8.
Okay.
He's wearing number 8 now for the Cleveland Browns.
Okay.
Do you know who wore number 8 before Jared Verse got there?
For the Rams?
No, for the Browns. Somebody wears number 8 currently, but now Jared Verse is in it.
He took someone else's jersey?
Kinda, yeah.
And that person still plays for the Browns?
Yes.
Was it Shador? No, he was 2, wasn't he, or 12?
12. But you're really high.
Is it the lefty?
Dylan
Gabriel?
So now they're in a conundrum, the Browns, because they told Verse he will be wearing the number 8. But the problem is the Browns don't have any more numbers that's designated for quarterbacks to wear. 1 through 19 are taken, with 14 being retired. I think that's Otto Graham's number.
Okay.
So now they don't know. So they're trying to get some type of amendment for him to wear like a 22 or a 33 because they promised Verse.
Well, the NFL is going to Verse is going to learn that the Browns are dumb and they broke their promise because the NFL is going to have to say you've got a guy number 8, find a number for sorry.
Right.
Sorry, he didn't get to have his favorite number for a year. Yeah. And by the way, by the time you get to the season, a number will open up.
Yeah, number will open up, right.
Yeah, you don't have one now because you have 41 specialists and kickers and all that good stuff, right?
Right.
Well, I don't even know, by the way, what the numbers are that quarterbacks are allowed to wear.
1 through 19.
That's it.
1 through 19. Jack, so with mini camp starting today, is there anything that you could see during mini camp that'll change your mind in regards to their record? Like, can they do anything?
They can't do anything until the end of, and even, give me 3 regular season games, unless there's an injury between now and the season.
Right.
And we can ride the highs and lows and have fun with who's performing well in camp, but there is nothing There's no practice session that Trevor Lawrence can have. There is no exhibition game that Trayvon Walker can play in. There is no indication of how good running backs are in any of this for me. Doesn't mean it's not interesting, but it definitely means that there's nothing until they start playing the games and show they can play those 60 minutes like they did a year ago. Regular season games with the ultimate accountability at the end. That'll make me change my mind. We're a 13-win team. It's going to take a lot. I mean, there's nothing in practice. This is the one thing I caution us all to remember as fans and media when we get into covering these practices. I would tell you that if a reporter, or if we went to practice on October 13th, week 7, and then we wrote a story on Thursday from practice that so-and-so dropped a ball or that so-and-so had a nice burst, we'd laugh, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
If you got a practice report in October, it would mean nothing to you. These mean a little more because we're seeing them for the first time, but the total value, if you're making personnel decisions as a fan or a media member based on watching OTA workouts or mini camps, then, yeah, good luck.
Who's wide receiver 1 right now?
It's Jacoby Myers.
Jacoby Myers?
Yeah. Now, I will say this. Jacoby Myers is a part of a very, very good collection of receivers. There's some that say it's the best triplets of receivers in the NFL, but that's way low on the list of number 1 receivers. Way low. I love Jacoby Myers, and he was much needed last year when he was brought in, but he didn't mean he ever felt like more than a 2 to me. He feels like a good 2.
Yeah.
Right? And so, we got, the thing is we got 3 really good 2s. Even Brian Thomas Jr. struggling, still not worse than a 2.
Yeah.
And the way Parker Washington played and what Jacoby Myers is or has been, this will be a fun question to look at again at the end of the year and see if we can answer it. Mm-hmm. I have a feeling it's not going to feel. Don't you feel like how many games will each of those players be the leading receiver for the team?
Oh, man.
In yards.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fairly divided equally.
Right, won't it?
Yeah.
And then, in receiving yards, maybe a back will have a big one and lead them one game.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Brenton Strange will 1 or 2. And then the other, I think it'd probably be Parker Washington.
It could be.
Maybe 5 for him and, 4 for Myers and 4 for Thomas, maybe. A couple spread out. An outlier here has a big game. I don't know. It's a good question, though. It's a good question. I would say that Jacoby Myers is wide receiver 1, but when the Jaguars say this, interchangeable and no one dominant, guy to look for to target, I believe him. I think that those 3, you're best served that whatever the defense is showing you, whoever's got the best chance to get open, that'll be the number 1 receiver that route. I don't think it'll be number 1 receiver in a game. It'll be based on what the defense is doing and showing. Whoever the 3 should be open is the number 1 receiver. And the beauty of it is if Brian Thomas Jr. is playing and catching the ball as fluidly as he showed us in minicamp, all 3 can beat you hard. All right, that is a look at the 10-minute drill. ET's got a prize pack. We'll come back with more on the other side. And I know we got brunch for the tour coming up, but a couple of golf notes I want to share with you, including happy times for Miles Russell, the local teen phenom. I will tell you who he is. This is a big story. I'll tell you who he is on the bag, who's on his bag for a real prestigious event that he just recently qualified for. I think you'll enjoy this story when we come back. It's Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday.
Hit me up right now for a pair of tickets to see Voyage. The Music of Journey is going down at the Florida Theater June 11th. Get your tickets at floridatheater.com. But one lucky winner hit me up right now, 904-641-1010.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Buick GMC is proud to be the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. The most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer. Nobody but Nimnick. For 3 generations, Nimnick has been the place customers keep coming back to. They treat you right, and they give a bunch back to the community. Visit NimnickBuickGMC.com today to learn more or visit their showroom off Phillips Highway. GMC, we are professional grade.
Homeowners, is your home storm ready? Now during the storm season sale at Renewal by Anderson, you buy one window or door and get one 40% off. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. There's never been a better time to protect your home before the next storm. But this offer ends June 30th. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
Credit card interest rates are now over 29%. Most people are only making the minimum payments, so they're getting nowhere. Hey, Prosser here, but here's what many homeowners don't realize. Using the equity in your home, you can easily access hundreds of thousands in cash. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can pay off your credit card, your existing HELOC, your car loans, or get money for that home improvement project. One client just got $100,000 approved and saved over $1,500 a month. Here's the best part. With Loan Pronto, you can do it all from your phone. With zero out-of-pocket, no hard credit pull up front, no appraisal, no long drawn-out bank process, and no touching your first mortgage. Rates are at a near 3-year low. Act now. Go to loanpronto.com. See how much you can get in about 60 seconds. Loan Pronto, 2,800 5-star Google reviews. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
It's Men's Health Month, and Ackerman Urology reminds you that early detection matters for prostate health. If you're over 40, now's the time to get checked. 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in their lifetime. So don't wait. Visit AckermanUrology.com.
Looking for ways to save on your JEA bill? We're on it. When it comes to your utilities, the less you use, the more you can save. That's why JEA offers ways to help you manage your usage and avoid higher than expected bills. Use our online tools to monitor your usage throughout the month. Schedule a free irrigation or energy efficiency assessment and get personalized tips to save. And with JEA rebates, you can save when upgrading to more efficient equipment. Find more ways to save at JEA.com.
Jacksonville's water is tough on your home. Hard water can destroy fixtures, shorten the life of appliances, and leave your skin and hair feeling dry every day. That's why more families are calling Holland Sons Plumbing for whole home water conditioning and filtration systems. Right now, save up to $200 on a complete water conditioning package. Plus, get a free in-home water test. Cleaner, better tasting water. Less buildup on everything you own. No corporate nonsense. Just honest local plumbers helping Jacksonville families. Holland Sons Plumbing. Schedule your free water test today.
Frank Frangie here with Coach Delaney from Coyle Fencing. For years, your offenses have been putting up a lot of yards and points at Fletcher. I hear Coyle also gains a lot of yards in the fence world.
Yes, Frank. Coyle Fencing has been serving the Jacksonville community and general contractors for 99 years. We fence tens of thousands of commercial and residential yards, all while maintaining an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau.
99 years?
That's right. Some might call it a dynasty.
To schedule your appointment, visit CoyleJacks.com. That's COYLE Jacks.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
All right. I think it's a fair point that I got on the text line. Designed by Lifetime Enclosure, 641-1010 if you want to weigh along. Spurs have made it a series. More finals talk as we move along. 115-111 yesterday was your final, the finale last night. Wemby just keeps making history, second youngest in the history of the league with 30 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists in an NBA Finals game. I think Magic is the youngest. Kobe's just behind him. There aren't many at that age. And in fact, the Stephon Castle-Victor Wembanyama pairing, they became the first under-22 teammates to score at least 20 in an NBA Finals game ever. It speaks to me telling you, I think Harper, Castle, Wemby, that's it. You just move the pieces around them for the next 10 years, and they're gonna win their championships. Will they this year? At least there's a chance. And they played like a team that knew it was over if they lost last night. And the national anthem was incredible. The place was juiced and joint and jumping. I mean, it was good. It was a good scene, and the Spurs came out. And they're lucky they kind of went up 14-4, not down 14-4. Could have got away from them. They needed to start quick, and they at least shot well, especially out the gate. So there you go. We're 2-1. More talk on that. Big Pat Young will join us a little bit later this morning with some finals talk with a phoner. So we'll get around to that. Meanwhile, this was a fair point on the text line. Golf's longest day needs more TV coverage. There's so many compelling stories and rounds that we could watch unfold. Yesterday was the longest day in golf. You know what it's for? It's the final qualifying for the U.S. Open. To the final stage qualifying. So they had events going on all over the land yesterday. So I've got some storylines to kind of fill in the blanks. And first we'll start with Miles Russell. Is he 16 now, E.T.? I can't keep up with Miles Russell. I had him third year in college a couple of days ago. That's what happens when you start making headlines when you're like 10. Well, here's it.
Miles just turned 17.
Miles just turned 17. Well, Miles Russell yesterday, the longest day in golf. They have final qualifying for the U.S. Open. Who's going to make it to Shinnecock Hills? We now know all of the answers, at least through the qualifying, which is one of the real charms of the U.S. Open. It is literally open to everyone if you can play your way in. And Miles Russell was able to do that down in Palm Beach Gardens. He tied for third at his qualifier. An amateur, obviously, not yet gone off to Florida State, where he will be teammates. And this is where it gets a little more interesting. He'll be teammates with Charlie Woods at FSU. Well, guess who was Miles Russell's caddy yesterday at U.S. Open qualifying?
Who that?
Charlie Woods.
Now, that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool if you're Miles Russell. So I think, did we just become BFFs?
We just become best friends?
Hey, man, I got news for you, by the way. If you're Miles Russell and you're trying to forge a career as one of the best golfers that you can be, a guy's doing great things, it wouldn't be bad to be really good friends with the son of the best golfer ever and some influence and tips and pointers he can give you. And if you're better than Charlie and Tiger's watching Charlie, he gonna weigh in. That's how those guys are.
You wonder if Tiger would have ever settled to be a caddy, does he want his kid to be a caddy? Or
no, he doesn't want him to be a caddy. Right. No. This is a fun thing. This
is just okay.
Yeah. No, this is just their teammates. It'll be fun doing it. I'm sure Charlie knows the course. It's down there in South Florida. No, Tiger never let his kid be a caddy. No.
I saw Miles. He spoke on it. He was like, they didn't even talk about golf. They don't talk about golf because they're friends. So they just joke around and hang out. He gets real comfortable. So I think it'll work out for both of them.
All right, here are some of the big names who did not make it through these qualifying stages, through the final qualifying yesterday. By the way, I got a Matt Every story here in just 1 second, speaking of. But Luke Clanton, the FSU grad, a good player, he did not make it. Christian Bezadenhout, who's a pretty good player. Matt Kuchar, they failed to get into this year's U.S. Open. Blades Brown missed out. He chipped in to make a playoff, but then he did not win the playoff for that final spot. So we've heard a lot of Blades Brown this year. He wasn't able to get through. I'll remind you, Miles Russell did. Let's see. Former Live golfer Matt Jones tried to qualify. He missed. Max Homa missed out in the playoff. Tony Finau. Now, Brandt Snedeker, God, Tony Finau has fallen to the point where he's not automatically into the U.S. Open. And a shout out locally, Billy Horschel made it through. Now, I had to get on our boy Matty Every yesterday, E.T.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm gonna do something here. I'm gonna take you inside my personal private phone chats. I don't do that very often. I might be the only, I'm one of the guys in Jacksonville. You can take my phone, right? You can go through it top to bottom. Ain't nothing in there you can't see. So I'm going to do this. All right. I get sent yesterday a YouTube video,
Okay.
Somebody attached and sent me a YouTube video. I was like, oh, that's cool. I wonder what this is. And I saw it had a PGA. I saw it must be some golf thing. This would be pretty cool. And I turn it on, and it's good YouTube piece together, 14 minutes of Matt Every playing a U.S. Open qualifier. Wait, what? Well, I got, he cleared it up. Why, the big subterfuge right off the top. I guess he was doing it as part of, and Maddie's going to be on this a couple days next week, so that'll be fun. I was going to call him and bust his chops here a little bit on the air, but I think I'll let it go. But he does that show on the Golf Channel, The Drop, on Monday nights. Very good show. Well, they did the Drop went out and followed him around with the cameras, and they put together a 14-minute YouTube video of Matt trying to qualify for the U.S. Open. It was the second stage of qualifying. It wasn't this final qualifying yesterday. This was something from a few weeks back. And he went down to a course in Florida. And I play golf with Matt more than a few times a year. Played with him, I don't know, a month ago. He probably had just done this then. He kept it on the down low, apparently. More on that in a second. But he kind of said in the beginning, I didn't tell anyone I was doing this in case I play bad. Said that at the beginning of the. I'll send it to you. You'll enjoy this video. And it's so ironic here. The PGA Tour that wouldn't let players, basically use their own YouTube stuff has now gotten heavy into the YouTube game themselves, which is smart. This was a PGA Tour production that put together this YouTube video on Matty trying to make the cut. And your boy Tool was his caddy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Scotty.
Live Forever Golf over there. Shout out Live Forever Golf. And they went down, and so lo and behold, you get all behind the scenes and look at Matt and his day and how it's going there. And lo and behold, the Joker shoots 3 under. He missed advancing and qualifying by 1 shot, and which is really, really good, solid golfing for Matty in that position. So I like, you know what I like, ET? I like that. Still got that little bit of that dog there. That I think I'll go try and get a U.S. Open. I mean, my guy is not practicing or playing at all, by the way. That's how good these guys are. And I could go out and play with him. He could wipe it around here and there every now and then when he's not playing with that, obviously the kind of focus that he played with in this U.S. Open qualifier, because again, 300 par is a pretty good number at one of those deals, and it just barely kept him from going through to the next one. But that's not the first thing that hit me when I have to click on YouTube, my favorite medium for watching golf, and watch what I consider a good friend playing YouTube golf, and me being completely in the dark. So what I did is I reached out. Dear Matt. I sent him a Dear Matt letter. Dear Matt, the levels of emotional pain I'm in right now. To wit, number 1, you make a YouTube golf debut. Number 2, without me. Number 3, you go do open qualifying without a word. Still processing. To which he immediately responded. I'm going to make you privy to this, both sides of the conversation. LOL, we filmed it for The Drop. That's his show that he does. They must have released the YouTube video version today. I said, actually, a solid 300 par. He said, yeah, very solid. Got nothing out of the back nine, but hit it a lot better. But anyway, yeah, here's my good friend Matt Every competing in dang near my favorite platform for golf, the YouTube platform, and I don't know anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently that was just like a TV video that they put to you. Like that story ran on The Drop. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then they just put it on. Like our stuff here that goes on YouTube, we didn't do it for YouTube. It's from The Drill and it goes there. So I guess technically he's off the hook. He didn't just go rogue and start YouTube golfing and not invite you and I, which would be, probably an interesting little video, but I digress. We'll come back with more next. It's a Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday on The Drill.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. Summer days last longer. Does that mean there's more time for 1010XL?
Exactly.
Bingo!
All right.
Keep it cool with 1010XL.
ET here for Encore Research. And this summer, discover the power of research. Clinical studies are helping researchers find better ways to prevent, diagnose, and treat disease. And community members like you make it all possible. Your participation could help drive the next generation of healthcare discoveries. Find out how you can make a difference at EncoreDocs.com. Research moves forward because of volunteers like you. Let's build a healthier Jacksonville together.
Hey, something amazing happening right now at Beers Diamonds. Now for a limited time, you can pay $0 down and get 0 interest financing for 5 whole years. Hicken here. You heard me right. It's $12,000 designer engagement ring, $200 a month. Makes everything affordable, right? $6,000 diamond eternity band, $100 a month. Say goodbye to high interest rates. Get the relief you deserve at Beards Diamonds, but hurry. This incredible offer ends June 30th and will not be extended. How about a $3,000 pair of diamond earrings? $50 a month. Make any purchase, spread your payments over 5 years with 0 down, 0 interest financing. Rings, earrings, bands, bracelets, pendants, colored gemstone jewelry. Let the non-commissioned experts at Beards help you find the perfect piece of jewelry and take advantage of our best financing offer ever. Beards Diamonds. It's in the St. John's Town Center. They're Jacksonville's premier locally owned jeweler. The Lupos are terrific folks. They'll take great care of you. Shop now and enjoy 0 interest financing for 5 years. Hurry, though. This amazing offer ends June 30th.
If you're thinking about getting a new roof sometime this year, Endless Summer Roofing can help. I'm Claudia, owner of Endless Summer Roofing. Stronger materials, expert installation, real peace of mind. A new roof isn't just an upgrade. It's the primary source of protection for your family home. Visit endlesssummerroofing.com for a free inspection today, and I'll make sure you're ready for tomorrow. Endless Summer Roofing. Protecting your home from Florida's endless summers.
Develop a perfect pitch with Dan, Jeff, and PGA Pros on Brunch with the Tour. Tuesday morning at 8:30. Teed up by Clearwater Irrigation and North Florida Medical Centers on 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here, and Big Chief Tire makes it easier than ever to get the tires you need with the Big Chief credit card. No annual fee, low monthly payments, and great promotional financing. Plus, you get free flat repairs and rotations, and right now, $50 off your first purchase when you sign up. I love how simple they make everything. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com to apply for the credit card and get the tires you need today. That's Big Chief Tire.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
What's happening, folks? It's your main man, E.T. And if you want to witness the world's biggest soccer tournament in person, look no further than Twin Peaks. Enter the Twin Peaks Go for Gold giveaway presented by Michelob Ultra and Casamigos, and you could be one of 5 grand prize winners who gets the VIP treatment plus travel and lodging. For your chance to win unmatched views of the match, visit TwinPeaksSoccer.com to enter and choose your host city. Entries close on June 14th, so don't wait. Twin Peaks. Eat, drinks, scenic views.
Weight loss gets a lot easier when you stop guessing. Reclaim by Awaken 180. 10 weeks, a real target, finish line, and most importantly, results. Medication-free and free support for life at Awaken180weightloss.com.
Zero Res wants to help you clean your home. Hicken here. Big summer savings. Take 25% off all services except air duct cleaning. $5.99 per system for air duct cleaning. Visit ZeroResJacksonville.com and ask for the 1010XL special.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
All right, we're back here on the drill, and we got a series, the NBA Finals now 2-1. Not sure where what dark corner of the world Dan Hicken was able to watch it, but it's got to sting a little more when you get going about 1:40 local time. But now the Spurs can they apply some of the pressure back on New York for sure, because now there's the pressure. Well, if you don't win Game 3, now suddenly you're 2-2 going back to San Antonio. The Knicks have played some of these weird series. I feel like last year I feel like the road team in their Eastern Conference Finals won all the games when they played the Pacers. Didn't the Pacers go win 2 in a row, and then the Knicks went back to Indiana and won 2?
Yeah.
It feels like that. But the Spurs returned to their brand. And what I mean by that is they, first of all, they made a more concerted effort to get Wemby the ball inside. That doesn't mean you set up on the block. You know what they need? They need a guy who can execute that lob pass. It feels like they could lob to Wemby 10 times a game, and they only do it 3.
Right, they don't do it enough.
They got I tell you, should be really good at that, and they'd run it in Atlanta with Clint Capella, and it was. But Trae Young is good at that play.
Yeah, setting up the lob,
rolling off the screen, and lobbing for the dunk. They need to put that into the play. Patrick brought that up a couple days ago when we were talking to NBA Finals. Where's the screen and roll with Wemby? Let's get him some flying through the air at the bucket. And he had another big night yesterday, poured in a game-high 32. Also had 8 rebounds, 3 blocks, and Stephon Castle was good. And I'll tell you what else, and we'll get to the narrative, which to me sounds whiny. But, we're talking about how inefficient Jalen Brunson has been. And he had another 30-point effort last night, but he's not been an efficient shooter. And look, by the way, as they do in all sports, your stats should go down in the postseason. You're playing the very best. You're not 82 games of any and everybody. You get fat in the regular season over the course of 82. You're not playing, with the urgency and intensity every possession in the regular season. So it's just different. I wouldn't expect your shooting percentages to be as good in the playoffs as they are in the regular season. But the fact of the matter is, while Jalen Brunson only averaged 26 in the regular season, he's averaging, I think, almost 30 in these finals. He did it on 47% shooting. He did it shooting 37% from 3. Well, those numbers are down. His shooting percentage is in the 30s. His 3-point percentage is in the low 30s. So, and then I started thinking this. I remember this storyline. Yeah, I remember it like a week ago when it was SGA who was so inefficient. Remember? And SGA shot 55% in the regular season from the floor. That's crazy to be a guard and shoot that. That is nuts. SGA, I think this is one more reason he's the MVP. He's top 10 and he's a guard. Everybody else on this list is a big man. Those who have the high field goal percentages. Point being, the Spurs and that lockdown defense and what they can do with you athletically, that played a big part in SGA being way more inefficient than in the regular season. And I think we're seeing the same thing with Jalen Brunson, unless you're Mike Brown. And apparently, whenever you throw the but in there, then you forget about the first part of the sentence. So don't tell me the Spurs are great, but just cry it all out. Get away. Never mind they're great, but we don't even need to hear that. Just give me the straight out crying right off the top. But instead, he'll give at least a slight tip of the cap to the Spurs, who, I'll remind you, did win Game 3.
Didn't play good. San Antonio played great. We could have played better. There were a lot of things that we didn't do that we did in Game 1 and Game 2. But to go 24 free throw attempts in a second half, that's 48 for the game if you think about it the way that they called that second half, compared to 8. All the shots we took, we got fouled 4 times, roughly, for 8 free throw attempts. Again, I don't complain much. I never thought I'd see that in an NBA Finals game.
Well, I don't think you ever I think someone got to him and told him there's never been an NBA Finals game where one team shot more than 20 and the other shot less than 10. So I don't think that's on the top of anyone's mind, those particular numbers. It is fair. It's never happened in NBA history, but it didn't feel like they were getting robbed by the officials. And you are, whether you mean to or not, buddy, you're taking all the credit away from San Antonio with that little crybaby wine fest rationalization explanation. And I hope your team, as a guy slightly rooting for the Spurs, I hope your team thinks they lost because of the officials. Send them that message. They didn't lose because they jacked up 9 threes in a row at one point and didn't make any of them. They didn't lose because Karl-Anthony Towns, who was being presented as the Wemby shutter-downer, had a whopping 11 points last night in 30 minutes. Yeah, they didn't lose because of that. They lost because San Antonio had more free throws in the second half. And it's just, I mean, you're taking a team that's a little engine that could, man. To be a New York team, there's probably more public sentiment rooting for the Knicks than most New York teams in this situation, right? You kind of feel like the people root for them. They appreciate what they're doing.
Yeah.
You're giving some of that grace away with this nonsense. You should have stopped at the midway point. We didn't play great. They played good. We got to make more shots. We got to play through the official's whistle and not let it determine the outcome. That's enough. Then you can throw slight shade. I've never seen a game where one team had 24 and the other only had 8. Come on, man. Yeah, that's why you lost. You lost because of the officiating. Okay. You got something?
Yeah, Jeff.
Right.
We're gonna earlier today. You went inside your personal phone and
oh boy,
you shared with the Googans, with the listeners. Well, I want to go inside of my phone as well and share a little something. Last night, as we were both watching the game, I sent you a text message.
Yes, the energy.
The energy.
Yeah, I responded immediately. Yeah,
like you could feel the energy of that game in Madison Square Garden through the TV. Like,
agree with that.
I was screaming like as if I was going to play. I was legit like and it made me think. I was like, man, what would I give just to be in that building right now? You know, although I have no rooting interest, that's just a scene that I would want to be there just to feel that energy. So it made me think, what are 3 games that I didn't get a chance to go to, or 3 sporting events that I didn't get a chance to go to? If I could go back in time, I can do it. I was like, oh, we'll pick our top 1, but I mean, we got time.
In other words, something that's not something that you would like to go, but the one that you probably should have or could have gone to and you didn't?
Oh, no, even if you couldn't have gone, if there's
one thing that you could have gone, but it's in the past, so that means you could have experienced it, right?
I was saying,
you don't want to just pick some generic game.
Correct, because I was saying 5 years from now, Game 3 in Madison Square Garden, I'd probably want to be in that building.
All right.
So I came up with my list, Dan or Jeffrey, and I want to see what you think about this.
Okay.
Number 3, you saw me watching this, the 2005 Masters when Tiger.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If I could go back in time to be there, I would be there.
Why that one per se?
Well, because I'm into golf, but I love it how when he chipped it in on 16, I would have loved to have just witnessed the way that Nike ball stopped.
Because he had won a few by then. That's kind of in the middle of his Masters run. That's interesting that you choose that one. But to be maybe on 16 as he rolls it in and watch them all go crazy.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
Number 2, I always had some obsession with being at either the Thriller in Manila or Rumble in the Jungle. Like wanting to be in the building.
That's a good one.
Those 2. But
I like a good boxing match, especially they also have a electricity to them.
Yes.
If it's especially a big prize fight with huge names.
With big names.
Okay.
But that number 1 for me, Jeffrey, is that 2024 Olympic gold medal game with Steph and LeBron just recently. If I could be in that building when Steph hit that bye-bye and went to sleep.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, those are all good.
Yeah. So I want to know, where would you, because yours is going to be a little different.
Yeah, well, I will tend to veer towards the rather than just big national things, it'd be stuff that's close to me. Like if I had to do over, I would like to be at the Braves 95 World Series clinching win.
Okay.
They won Game 7. First, I grew up a Braves fan. They never won anything. 1995, they finally won a World Series. They won it 1-0 at home. Game 6, David Justice hit a home run. Tom Glavine, threw like 7, 8 scoreless innings, and the Braves won their first championship. I would have enjoyed to be in the building for that.
Right.
And now I'm also very fortunate, buddy. There's a lot of things.
Some things there.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can pull back. I wish I was there for that, and I was. It was the Gator Championships in all sports. And I haven't been to all of them, but I've been to all but 1 or 2. So not being the other 2 doesn't feel like I missed out on anything because I was at the other ones. Man, that's a good one. Then I would probably, and I've gone to, I'm just fortunate in what I do. I've been to Super Bowls and Final Fours and Army Navy football games and Lambeau Field and Wrigley and Fenway and I'd have to think, man.
I should have asked you last night to think about it.
You should have, because my Hawks haven't done anything. There's I don't, and I'm not. I was at the Magic Johnson when he came out of retirement to play the All-Star game in Orlando.
Yes.
I just been to a lot of cool things.
So that's why it's cool for me to ask you that, because you've been to so much. So what can you pick
I think,
out?
I think I would have, what was a cool scene was when Tiger won that tour championship, when he won for the first time after the long layoff, and he came back and he won the tour championship in Atlanta, and the whole gallery was following him down That was either right before or right after he won the Masters again. I'd probably I would research. I'd probably find a basketball game.
Okay.
I'd probably find. There'd probably be 2 basketball games. I'd go find 2 of these great games in NBA history that aren't right top of mind right now, and I'd pick 2 of those.
It's hard for me to leave off the block by James, like that game in Golden State.
That'd be fun to be at.
Yeah, that would have been.
But
fun.
it would also be more fun if the game, the moment you're at, is a home team, home crowd moment. It would add to it. I mean, I'm not when it comes to just that momentum. I've talked about this too, but the Florida Alabama SEC championship game, the first of the back-to-back that Tebow and Bama hooked up, that had incredible.
The feel the momentum, the energy.
Oh, you could feel the momentum, the electricity, the excitement. There's a lot of there with that. I don't know, that Florida State 93 on the field when the Florida had charged back to get within a score, and they had Charlie Ward in the Knowles 3rd and 10. And that place was so loud at that moment, at that snap. There's been a lot of them. Nicholas winning the Masters in 86 was a fun one. That's on the text line. That's a go. But I don't know if I necessarily want to be there for that one. The golf doesn't do much for me being there.
Yeah.
That's probably because I've been at the Players 100 times.
Yeah.
So I was going to pick something to go back. I'd scratch Tiger. It wouldn't be golf. I think it'd be bad. I think I got the Braves 96.
Yeah.
Or 95 at the the clinching game, being there in Atlanta. They won it at home.
Yeah.
I've seen a Braves World Series game at home too.
Correct.
Again, it's the abundance of riches here. I'm sorry. And then I'd probably find 2 basketball games. I'd find that whether it's maybe or maybe I find a Hawks or Gator or something that's not right here in front of me.
Yeah.
When you ask me that question, because of what I've done for so long, instead I'm flooded with the things that I have seen.
Yeah.
Sitting in the O-Dome when Chris Jackson went for 57 points. I mean, fouling out like 7 Florida players along the way. I'm just blessed to see as much as we have. Let's talk some World Cup soccer when we come back. And JJ LaSelva, who you know and enjoy from other day parts here, is in charge of our World Cup coverage, doing a podcast and all. He will he's going to have to give me his credentials. I mean, we just don't let any guy just come rolling into the drill. So we're going to have to see just where in the beautiful game he stands. But I know nothing about the World Cup. It's one of those events I'll get more excited about as it gets here. And especially if the U.S. can do the unthinkable and, I don't know, win a game or two. So World Cup soccer, more coming up this hour. Also, brunch for the tour in the 8 o'clock hour. You are listening to The Drill on a Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
I'm putting together a team. People with special abilities.
Joe Coward, Matt Hayes, and Leon Searcy. XL Primetime.
How many of you are there? Not enough.
Noon to 2 on 1010 XL.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking mumbo-jumbo. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices. I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from high heels to wagon wheels. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Hey, gang, Hicken here. Call me Dreamfinders Danny. Man, look what Dreamfinders is doing again. They do it all the time. An amazing 4.99% fixed interest rate. Now's your chance to lock down the rate and get in the game. You heard me right. 4.99 fixed interest rate on select move-in ready homes. What do? You go to dreamfindershomes.com for sales event information and get in the game. If you're a first-time homeowner, man, contact the folks there. They'll work with you. I promise. Check them out. The homes are beautiful. You'll find them all over Jacksonville. 15 different locations, I believe.
15 of them things.
Thank you, E. Interest rate available on select move-in ready homes. Restrictions and limitations apply. Go to dreamfindershomes.com for more details.
When you need a mechanic you can trust, call Sam, Harry, or Joe at AA Automotive on Richard Street. From oil changes to complex engine repairs, AA Automotive promises expert service and honest pricing from a local family biz. AA Automotive on Richard Street.
Hey roofers, finish and close out jobs same day with PermitRockstar.com. Their full-service permitting platform helps contractors cut permitting delays by up to 80%. Stop waiting and start building with PermitRockstar.com.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hi, I'm Blake Bortles. People know I've always said if I wasn't playing football, I'd probably be on a construction site. So Next Gen Roofing finally let me live the dream.
Blake, why are you wearing a red practice jersey?
Always worn it for safety.
Right.
Well, around here, the red jersey means you're the new guy, so you're in charge of garbage cleanup.
Perfect. I love garbage time. Always excelled in it.
It's not exactly what I
Good
meant.
thing Next Gen Roofing has real pros handling everything from family homes to large commercial buildings. Next Gen, teamed up with you.
Teamed up with you. I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care, totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
In this age of globalization, we've learned that bigger isn't always better. Ever tried to get phone help from a big corporation? From a real person? Good luck. That is what's so nice about Mike Merritt's Heating and Air. Unlike publicly traded conglomerates with headquarters in faraway cities, Mike Merritt's Heating and Air remains family-owned and operated by Mike, your neighbor. Mike Merritt has delivered hometown service, integrity, and pricing for generations. The big guys incentivize their techs to sell you new equipment. Mike's team emphasizes repair first. We only sell you equipment if your current equipment is worn out and beyond repair. And let's be honest about price. Small operations without much overhead can sometimes lowball your job, but you can't trust just anyone with a truck. They may be here today and gone tomorrow. Mike Merritt has been keeping North Florida cool for more than 3 decades. That's experience and dedication you can count on. Call today or see us on the web.
Florida license number CAC 050384.
Good people drink good beer, and great people drink Mocama, a refined craft brewery out of Fernandina Beach, Florida. Mocama Beer Company brings sophisticated flagship beers, including Cosmico IPA and Dune Garden Lager, to the greater Jacksonville area. Whether you're hitting the water with friends or enjoying a backyard barbecue, Mocama has the perfect pair for your summer activities. Look for us wherever great beers are sold and find your Mocama.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by Hall & Sons Plumbing. The Jaguars hit mandatory minicamp today through the 11th, with veterans getting 3 final practice days before OTAs end later this month. Bleacher Report ranks the Jaguar receivers number 8 in the NFL, the top group in the AFC South, and one of the league's strongest rooms. That's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson.
Currently, it's 8:08 and it's 76 degrees. Your time and your temp is brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller. Don't trip, because there's more with the drill next right here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
That's got to be exciting in and of itself for our next guest. We'll get to that in just a second. I have Speed Trap Beach in Southside this morning, so be careful if you're out there. But, I mean, to be introduced right here on the... Do you have a photo of the dude, too? Do we do that also? Huh? We get credentialed here.
Oh, got a photo.
Little known fact. There's something about me that people wouldn't know that's not a secret. There's not for any reason. E.T., I don't know if you know this. Do you know I played 2 years of high school soccer?
I did not, but
Yeah, you
I'm
did
not
not?
surprised.
Yeah.
Brain King.
Huh?
I'm not surprised because you're down there in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, I was in Puerto Rico. That's
Yeah.
right. There's no football in the fall down
Makes
there.
sense.
I didn't play for the first 2 years, and then basically soccer for me became, and it was a great way to do it, get in shape for basketball season. But I've always felt soccer was moderately fun to play.
Mm-hmm.
It's grown on me as a watch. So bring in JJ right here first. And I mean, I'm not going to turn this into a Daily Show interview, but I got to have some credentials here. He's matriculated now to the World Cup expert of 1010XL, hosting a 1010XL World Cup podcast. How's that going so far there, Jerome James? Good?
I honestly thought I was doing an hour with you on the Braves, but we could do soccer.
There you go. Well, no Canes.
Listen.
As long as we don't do Canes.
Yeah, 1010XL did the right thing. They gave me my own show.
Okay.
So,
well, nice.
yes,
Yeah,
we
okay.
are doing the 1010XL soccer show thanks to my friends at Twin Peaks. So, yeah, we're on YouTube. We've been doing it for about a few months.
Okay.
And we're going to be with you through the entire tournament. So thank you for having me.
When you've been around, you've been around Jacksonville for a long time. And whether you base it on the number of views that it picks up over YouTube, the amount of interest you get back, it's fair to say and assume, and it can get a little thrown off when the U.S. is hosting the World Cup. It naturally, inflates the interest a little bit. But is it fair to say that soccer interest has grown 10, 15 years?
Oh yeah, dude. When I was a kid, like if you played soccer, you were lame. That's just how it was. But it's completely different now. You can catch every single European league on TV and all these streaming services. I know you yourself are a massive Bundesliga fan.
Yeah, the Bundesliga. Only the name. If you're going to call your league the Bundesliga, you're off to a good start. But yeah,
absolutely. So yeah, obviously during the World Cup, you're going to get a lot of casuals, which is great. And that's what we need for the sport, especially when they're having it in our home country and the games are actually watchable at night instead of, waking up at 7:30 in the morning to watch my team every Sunday. So yeah, we're going to get a lot of casuals tuning in, but that's what we want. This sport, hopefully the United States does good enough to, bring in, here's a perfect example of a casual fan. I'm talking to Matt Hayes yesterday, and we're just going through the first 3 teams that the U.S. has to play. And Matt, obviously not watching a soccer game ever, not knowing anything, he's just like, oh, well, if we lose to Turkey,
well, Turkey's good. Yeah, I hear you.
I'm like, what do you mean? Turkey's great.
Yeah, I'm a little bit more advanced than that when it comes to it, but certainly no expert myself. Here's what I think. I'm a great observer of the sports world. Trends. I think it's all. I think the popularity of soccer, and maybe the women's team was a genesis of some spotlight on the sport at least, because God knows the men's team and MLS are pitiful at doing anything to grow the game of soccer outside of signing one of the biggest international stars ever, and it still doesn't resonate outside of the South Florida area code. But I think it is. I think it is. The English Premier League becoming a more mainstream weekend sporting event here. I think that has helped grow the game. I think that probably as much as anything.
Yeah, I was about to say, the women, of course, huge. I think that was 2000 or 99. I remember exactly where I was watching the Brandy Chastain thing. But like you said, I think that European club soccer, specifically the Premier League and the Champions League, being so readily available on TV and for everybody to watch and realize oh, this is a really fun sport. This is the elite level. We don't have to watch the MLS, no offense to the MLS.
It's terrible. Offense to the MLS. It's pitiful.
Yeah, it's not even close. It's probably, if you put the MLS in Europe, it's probably at the equivalent of the second division in England or something like that.
Relegated year 1. Bye-bye. See ya.
Yeah, but
Never coming back.
Because we can watch, PSG, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, all these teams, and I think that has really allowed the game to grow around here. And you see people walking around Jacksonville with jerseys of random players for Chelsea and stuff like that. So stuff you would never see when I was growing up.
Over, under on we had this question earlier while you were still 10 toes up. Don't worry about us. We get the heavy lift that started here at 1010XL. What over, under on the number of soccer jerseys you own?
Oh my God. I'll put it at 25 and a half.
Wow. We set the line at 5 and a half. We both played over, but man, not up to 25 and a half. All right, I got one. Go ahead.
I have 10 Roma just by itself. So yeah, it's an addiction. It's sad.
So you're Serie A guy then? Is that what you just said?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
See what I did there?
Got back, Listen, I just went to a Bologna Hellas Verona match. I dragged my pregnant wife there a few months ago.
That's terrible.
So yes,
God bless her. Poor woman with child. Good Lord, what are we doing? All right, I got. I'm going to keep you for another segment, 2 segment, guys. It's big for you. When is the show air normally, and where can it be found now if people want to take a listen in more detail?
So we've been doing it every Monday. We did it yesterday. It's currently on 1010XL's YouTube page. But during the Cup, during the tournament, which starts Thursday, by the way, I'm going to be trying to do at least 2 a week. We're definitely going to do a live reaction show to every USA game.
Okay.
So Friday night, late night.
Swamp sessions.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Swamp sessions, hopefully with better audio.
Settle down.
So, yeah, we're going to do a live reaction show definitely this Friday after USA Paraguay.
All right, now here's what we're going to do. I'm going to keep it around for another segment because I'm going to ask you one quickie, and then I'm going to get back to it on the other side. Here's the question, just yes or no, okay? And this will tell American sports fan all he needs to know on what I at least think the answer would be. If we were not hosting the World Cup, would the USA be in the World Cup?
Yes.
They would. They were qualified in other, in other manner. They
No
had qualified.
question.
Okay, good.
No question.
All right.
I think what happened a couple World Cups ago was a blip.
Okay.
That was very an anomaly.
All right, well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come back on the other side, and I'm going to ask you, and so you can contemplate this. What happened to USA soccer momentum? What happened when we got like 5 or 6 guys under the age of 20 who are going to be among the world's best? What happened to we're positioned to finally exercise all this potential? So give me that answer when we come back. We'll do a quickie on the other side. And as we continue to look at the World Cup, it gets underway here at the end of the week. We've got Brunch with the Tour coming up this hour and much more. JJ on the hotline with us. It is a Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. We live here because we love it here. This is Jacksonville. This is 1010XL.
Hey, gang, Hickett here. When it comes to trucks and more trucks, the only name you need to know is George Moore Chevrolet. Right now, the showroom off Atlantic Boulevard is loaded with the toughest, strongest, hardest working Chevy trucks around. We're talking Silverado after Silverado, ready to work or play just as hard as you do. I just don't talk about them. I own them. I got 2 George Moore Chevrolet trucks of my own, and they've earned every mile, every job, every weekend. Power, dependability, style. Listen, gang, if it's a truck you want, it's George Moore Chevrolet. Stop by Atlantic Boulevard today and see why truck people keep on coming back to George Moore Chevrolet. George Moore Chevrolet, together! That's right.
Credit card interest rates are now over 29%. Most people are only making the minimum payments, so they're getting nowhere. Hey, Prosser here, but here's what many homeowners don't realize. Using the equity in your home, you can easily access hundreds of thousands in cash. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can pay off your credit card, your existing HELOC, your car loans, or get money for that home improvement project. One client just got $100,000 approved and saved over $1,500 a month. Here's the best part. With Loan Pronto, you can do it all from your phone. With zero out-of-pocket, no hard credit pull up front, no appraisal, no long drawn-out bank process, and no touching your first mortgage. Rates are at a near 3-year low. Act now. Go to loanpronto.com. See how much you can get in about 60 seconds. Loan Pronto, 2,800 5-star Google reviews. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
With 50 years of fabrication expertise in towing products, the family at Cannons of Jacksonville can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
Throw your rifle and rod in the truck every Saturday morning.
This could be really special.
Go hunting and fishing with Jeff Lageman, Captain Kevin Favor, and Captain Kirk Walls on the Nimnicht Outdoors Show, Saturday mornings from 7 to 10 on 1010XL.
Transmission troubles? I'm Robin Sidbury, owner of Action Transmission Specialist on Merrill Road. So come in and see how we can help solve your transmission troubles. We service all makes and models. Remember, get traction. Call Action at 744-0755.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, I haven't seen you in a while, pal. Where have you been?
Out on the town, every night.
Way to go, Tiger.
Well, it's a bit of a mystery, Jason. I'm not sure what's going on, but I'm getting all these Visa gift cards in the mail. I'm spending them as fast as I can, but...
Wait, you're getting random gift cards in the mail?
$25, $100. I'm buying drinks, I'm buying dinner. I don't think I'm cut out to be a social butterfly, Jason.
Pal, those are from our Bueller Air and Plumbing referral program.
They are?
Yeah. If you recommend Bueller Air and Plumbing to a friend or family member and they book us for a service call, we send you a $25 Visa gift card as a thank you. And if we install a new system, we send a $100 gift card.
So if I take a girl out and tell her about Bueller, I might get enough to take another girl out and tell her about Bueller?
I mean, it's not the worst idea you've had.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Homeowners, is your home storm ready? Now during the storm season sale at Renewal by Anderson, you buy one window or door and get one 40% off. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. There's never been a better time to protect your home before the next storm. But this offer ends June 30th. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Florida Gators. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
Baloo here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Here you can see.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now.
All right, we are back here on the drill, talking a little World Cup soccer before it gets underway later this week. Again, if you're here on board with Team USA and hoping that you believe in miracles. By the way, E.T., Miracle on Ice was a big winner in the poll question.
Yeah,
if you could go back and see a sporting event in person.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's one that we didn't think about. There will be no miracle on turf. The USA, as we bring JJ back on the hotline, is incapable of winning the World Cup, and it stinks to go into a big-time event or tournament knowing that you literally have zero chance, like no chance at all of winning the World Cup. So tell me how far USA can go if in the best of scenarios and other teams get multiple red cards or break legs or the bus breaks down, how far can they go?
Okay, so first off, I have to say this. Before we answer the question that you asked me, like the stopping of all the momentum, and obviously you're being a little negative towards the USA, and I was leading up to this tournament up until like a week ago when we started playing these pre-tournament friendlies. Honestly, man, I think we have a really, really good team. I think we're going to play really well in this tournament. I think we're going to get a lot of people on board to watch. It's going to be fun. The bars are going to be packed. Like, I've done a complete 180 in how I feel like the U.S. will play in this tournament. So you asked how far, like, the max they can go. To me, it's the quarterfinals. So if you don't know, most people probably don't realize this, but they have expanded this World Cup, much like the college football playoff. FIFA is just it's ran by the mafia. So, it's all big money grabs. So now it used to be if you get out of the group stage and you win one knockout round, you're already into the quarterfinals. Now you get out of the group stage, you have to win a round of 32 game and a round of 16 game just to get in the quarterfinals. So it's going to be hard for us to get there. But if we win our group, we get to play like a third place team, which is going to be somebody crappy. And then we might play like a Belgium in the round of 16. So if we get that far and we beat a team like Belgium, to me, that's going to be a massive win. I know, like, we're all Americans. We want to win everything, da-da-da-da. But if we make it to the quarterfinals, that's a win. That's exciting. We get to watch 5 games. And, we're considered one of the best in the world. To me, that's a win.
Let me ask you this question under the accusation of negativity.
Yeah.
What was the U.S. not ranked like top 5, top 6 in the FIFA World Rankings since the last World Cup or in the last 5 years? Did they not surge that high at one point or no?
No,
Okay.
I don't think they got that high. And let me tell you about the FIFA World Rankings. They're crap. Don't even look at them.
I'm looking at the power. I got ESPN's power ranking of the World Cup, and they only go 15 deep, so I'm not reading about the USA, obviously. Are we outside the top 15 now?
No, I would say we're definitely like the 12-ish, maybe 10, something like that. But what happened was, to answer the question before we went to break, like, we had all this momentum. People were talking like, oh, by the time the U.S. hosts in 2026, they'll have a team that can compete to win. All this. First of all, that was never true. But what happened was when you missed the World Cup in 2018 or whenever it was, like, that is such a momentum killer. For people who only watch every 4 years and then suddenly they're not in it. And then,
That's fair.
the last World Cup, they had a manager that wasn't great. No one liked him, and Berhalter, whose son, by the way, is still on the team. And he had like this weird relationship with Reina, who is one of our best players, and he didn't play in the World Cup.
Right,
It was
I
like
remember
very controversial. We didn't do very well. And then some of the players that we expected to like take that next step in this, 3.5 years since the last tournament have not, including Reina. Like I thought Gio Reyna whose dad used to play for the national team in the 90s.
Yep.
I thought he was going to be like, by this time, easily our best player, like overtaking Pulisic. Like this guy I thought would be scoring 20 goals, in Europe. Instead, he's been just killed with injuries over the last few years. He barely gets any playing time with his club in Germany. He had to get sold to a smaller club in Germany this year. And I know, you're a huge Borussia Mönchengladbach fan.
Well, the only thing I like more than the Bundesliga is the Bundesliga B League. So, yeah, those are my favorites.
So anyway, another guy, Musa, he hasn't exactly been great. And then we had the Copa America that was like hosted in America, which is a tournament with like Brazil, Argentina, all the South American big hitters, Colombia. And we were invited into that. And that was between the last World Cup and now. And everyone's like, oh, finally the U.S. gets to be in a big tournament and play these big countries and see how they fare. Well, we didn't even get out of the freaking group stage.
Right.
So, we got a red card, Timothy Weah, in the last game, and it cost us. And so we just looked like a complete embarrassment. I don't know if you remember that game in Miami that was like Colombia and Argentina, and the fans were all like climbing through the rafters trying to get in the stadium.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be the final that we potentially could have been in.
Yeah.
And that would have been like a ton of momentum going into the tournament. And then we had the Gold Cup last summer, which is like a smaller tournament, but it's still, it's against Mexico. None of our starters wanted to play. Like Pulisic led this little coup that was like, hey, we had a long season. We don't need to play in this little tournament. And it was just like, it's a bad look. You're the U.S. Like, who are you to just be like, oh, we're too good to play in this tournament? Like, you guys have never really won anything,
fair.
So the momentum over the last few years has not been great. But I'm telling you, something happened in the last 2 weeks with these friendlies. They beat Senegal, who is a really good team, and then they lost 2-1 this week into Germany. But I'm telling you, if you just take the score away and you just watch the game, we played fantastically against one of the best countries in the world. Everyone knows Germany. If you went player for player, position by position on our roster against Germany, they're better in every position. But we outplayed them. We looked absolutely great. So I think this might be, that tournament that finally gets most of the country into, men's soccer here.
All right,
at least on our national team scale.
Last question. And I'm somewhat of a soccer maven myself, but if Spain, France, Argentina, England, or Brazil doesn't win the World Cup, who does?
Portugal.
Are they right in line with those teams? Should it be 6? I kind of looked at the 5. Is Germany just outside of the capability of winning? Where's the line?
I would say Germany and Argentina are below the line now.
Below the line.
Argentina, even though they won the last time, I would not make them one of the. So to me, there's only really 4 teams that can win it.
Okay.
I got
France,
England.
Portugal.
I got France winning. I got so I have France and Spain in one of the semis, and then England and Portugal in the other.
Those would be fun.
Ironically, I think Portugal could win the World Cup if they don't play Ronaldo. So Ronaldo is like really old now, 41. It's almost like they were like forced to bring him to the team, and he's just not a team player. He really never has been, but he can't score the way he used to. And like if they replace him with anybody, they have the best midfield in the tournament. So to me, France or Portugal, bet your money on them.
All right.
You could probably get really good odds on Portugal.
If you don't go on and watch already on demand on YouTube, when's the next live show? What's the name of the show, and where will I be listening?
It's simple, 1010XL Soccer Show, and it's on our YouTube page. You just click on videos, and it'll be up there. So I just dropped a video last night, so it should be right up there to watch. We're talking about the Germany game. We're previewing the entire World Cup. I'm giving you all my group winners, and I'm going in on the Europeans on Twitter who have been nonstop complaining already about this tournament, about the heat, about our stadiums lack aura, a bunch of crap like that.
Okay,
so,
get 'em. Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I will say naming the show is a lot like naming your dog Dog.
Well, I mean, listen, it was sort of last minute. Maybe we'll do better.
All right, my brother. Have a good one. Thanks for joining us,
Thank
my man.
you.
Hope
Thank
life's
you for
well.
having me on,
All right,
man.
bro. There he goes. That's JJ LaSelva. Look for the 1010 XL soccer show on a 1010 XL station near you. Brunch for the Tour and Stewie Moore coming your way next.
The Drill. From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
When your home or business deserves more than ordinary glass, you trust the experts. Capital Glass and Shower Doors has been elevating spaces for over 40 years with precision, craftsmanship, and clean, modern design. From sleek frameless shower enclosures to elegant glass railings, wine cabinets, and any custom glass that makes a statement, Capital Glass delivers unmatched quality, service, and attention to detail. Your vision, their expertise. Capital Glass and Shower Doors at capcoglass.com.
Hey, summertime is finally here, and it's time to take advantage of Zero Res's best deal of the summer. Hicken here. Don't let rising gas prices stop you from having a clean and healthy home. Zero Res is keeping comfort affordable with powerful cleaning at a price families can feel good about. Zero Res can handle every surface in your home: carpets, tile, grout, hardwood, laminate, upholstery, rugs, air ducts, and more. Take 25% off all services except air duct cleaning. That's $5.99 per system for air duct cleaning, by the way. Two great deals. 25% off all services except air duct cleaning, which is $5.99 per system. Visit ZeroResJacksonville.com, ZeroResJacksonville.com. Ask for the 1010XL special.
When you're hungry, go big, and more importantly, go to Dailies, where they got anything and everything to tantalize your taste buds and fill you up. At Dailies, our barbecue beef brisket sandwich is slow smoked to perfection, tender, juicy, and full of bold flavor. It's the kind of sandwich that truly satisfies. Try the barbecue brisket sandwich at Dailies. Meanwhile, some favorites never go out of style. The Duval sub at Dailies is stacked, loaded, and made with the bold flavor you want in every bite. Fresh ingredients, big taste. It's a local favorite. Grab the Duval sub today at Dailies. Or maybe you just want a delicious chicken sandwich. Some choices just work. The chicken sandwich at Dailies is crispy on the outside, it's juicy on the inside, and it is full of flavor. Perfect for lunch, perfect for dinner, perfect anytime hunger hits. So grab the chicken sandwich today at Dailies. Dailies is made fresh, it's made local, and Dailies is built for big appetites. I'll see you there today.
David Garrard here. Playing in the NFL can put a lot of wear and tear on your body, especially your knees. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has kept me mobile and ready to tackle every day.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
This is former NFL quarterback David Garrard. If your knees have taken a beating and you're finally ready to do something about it, then let Southeast Orthopedic take a look. Come on, do your knees a favor.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
Hey, it's Greg, and here at 1010XL, we talk about our specific professional goals. In personal life, most goals people have a pretty clear course. Say, I want a trip to Chicago, so you read a couple reviews, talk to some friends, save up some money, and book it. Maybe you adjust, but overall, it's a specific plan to reach that goal. So now, if your goal is to lose 40 or 50 pounds, where's the specific clear path? Maybe read reviews, talk with a few friends, and try something out. And when it doesn't work, you're disappointed. We've all been there, and it stinks. You know what Yoda said? Try not. There is no try. So do what I did and start doing. Reach your weight loss goal with Awaken 180. It's a clear course to success without the frustration. No guesswork, no trial and error, and no medication side effects. I'm proof. I dropped over 22 pounds already my first month, and it was simple. A word never associated with weight loss, except when referring to Awaken 180. Choose the simple, clear course to success with the solution for weight loss. Awaken180weightloss.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, brunch with the tour. Trained by
Clearwater Irrigation
and North Florida Medical Centers on 1010XL.
It's a tough start.
Doesn't work.
Oh, no.
It'd be nice if I had a,
Tell you
audio
what.
board that sent audio to me.
Icken goes on vacation.
It's not him.
All
It's
right.
you. You're the problem.
That's fair.
We're going to talk a lot of golf here, and we're going to squeeze it in here in about the next 20 minutes.
Oh,
There's a lot of cool stuff going on. I think we've identified a hole in the golf in the potential for golf coverage. I think somebody at some point, I guess it would be the Golf Channel at this point. I don't know if it's a PGA Tour situation, but the longest day in golf should be a lot bigger deal than it is. They should be going. They should do it. They should treat it like the NFL Red Zone. Let's go here. And if it costs you money and you got to do it, oh well.
That's what Golf Channel did. Did you watch yesterday?
I watched some. I feel like I didn't see everything. Were they nonstop all day long?
Give them credit.
Okay,
They had reporters at 8 different sites, 8 cameras. They were doing highlights. I was watching Bill Haas shoot like 66, like it was
Bill Haas still,
like 2010 or something.
I guess he qualified.
He did not actually. I think he ballooned in the afternoon. But it was kind of cool. It's cool to see it too because Bill Haas, he doesn't really play much anymore. Kind of lost his game. FedEx Cup champ. Former world beater, if you want to call him that. But he's got his son pushing a little push cart. You see the sectionals or the finals, as they call them now, and it's not caddy bibs and fans and hospitality, right? It is raw golf. It is 36 holes trying to make it to the U.S. Open, which is hard as hell to do. And I thought, candidly, just not to, go against your opening take, but I thought Golf Channel did an incredible job yesterday with it. Yeah.
Okay, well then,
But no one else really leans. It's very
I spoke
golfy,
out of turn,
right?
I guess. I just didn't see. I didn't cross my, and I don't know if that's their fault, but it didn't cross my timeline of stuff that I'm on. Whereas other things will. I mean, I'll get French Open updates all day long, that kind of thing.
And they go very late in the day. Some of these guys, they go to extra holes, extra playoffs.
The longest day in golf.
Yeah, there was one kid that made it through, and they were like, "How'd you putt in the dark?" He's like, "My buddies and I used to do this all the time.
Right?
This isn't that dark."
Speaking of kids, Miles Russell, just 17 years old still. He qualifies for the. He's come close to the first U.S. Open though, right?
Yeah, I believe so. The train keeps chugging along for
Charlie
him.
Woods on the bag. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah,
they'll be teammates at Florida State, and it can't hurt to be friends and teammates with a guy whose dad is the best golfer ever.
It's fair. Charlie and Miles.
Can we have a sleepover and work out some chipping and putting in the backyard?
I think Charlie's probably got to get a lot better to make that travel team. Florida State, a great program. Miles Russell, an absolute, phenom. They're not quite on the same level, but certainly cool. That I love it that they're really close friends. And to your point, Charlie's looping for him, and you like to see that stuff.
We don't take the same exception to the field for the U.S. Open that we do to the PGA because, unlike the PGA, the U.S. Open qualifying, like for amateurs and otherwise, is truly open. It comes from everywhere. Whereas PGA, just to be the club pro, you already have an added advantage. You're not competing against everyone. Whereas in this case, if no amateurs could. Well, I guess the U.S. amateur probably gets in, but if no amateurs can qualify, they wouldn't be in the field. If a club pro can't go out and beat the rest of the field, he wouldn't be in the field. So I like that about the U.S. Open as well.
It is really cool. I think the thing when I used to do it back in my amateur and mini tour days, you'd find like the local qualifier at a cool club you might not otherwise be able to go play, and you go play there. And
that's good
sometimes
too.
A lot of guys from the South, because the South is so deep, you go north. Like I would go up to Connecticut or Long Island or somewhere like that to try to beat a couple of lesser guys that you see in the South.
It's funny you say that. My man Matt Every went incognito on us and attempted to qualify. Went 3 under.
Really?
He went down to Plantation Bay. Did they have one of the sectionals or the earlier?
Yeah, the locals.
And they did it for just almost like a bit for the drop, and they put it together. Yeah, he went 3 under par. I play with Matty, fairly often. I played with him just a couple of weeks ago. So I was, for one, I was impressed.
Right.
To step off of not playing any competitive golf and go shoot 300. But the point I was going to make, and the reason I bring it up is because he said in his little comment as he's leaving, I knew I shouldn't have played in Florida.
Right.
He missed it by a shot.
Difficult.
He was 3 under par. I think 4 under got you in at that club. It was somewhere, like I said, down Central Florida, I think.
I don't like to talk about my professional career too much on here.
You like to talk about it a lot.
Yeah,
actually.
but
and I don't know if professional is the right term.
It depends.
Maybe golf career.
Maybe just giving it a go till you run out of money is what that's called.
That's correct. Like hopping in a Camry and driving from Myrtle Beach to Camden is not professional golf.
It was a Saturn. Thank you very much.
Okay.
1994, no air conditioning.
Nice.
Enjoy the Carolinas.
Same thing.
Made it to sectionals or final qualifying up at Canoe Brook in Jersey.
That must have been, in all seriousness,
it was cool.
That must have been.
It was the year Michelle she was up there
trying to make the men's field.
Trying to make the men's, and I shot like 70 in the morning. I'm one inside the number, very difficult golf course. They were taking like 5. I turned in like 34 in the afternoon, and I'm like 2 inside. And it's the year it was at Pinehurst. when I think Michael
It's
Campbell
been
won.
right in your
I started
backyard.
thinking about it. I was like, God, those greens are difficult, man. Like, I don't know if I can get up and down. And then I shot like 39 and just absolutely ejected off the leaderboard.
And that happens in those two.
It does. You start thinking ahead a little bit. And
now, how many stages of qualifying do you have to win to get to the yesterday's final
basically,
qualifying?
the local qualifying is essentially, if you're a pro or your handicap is, I don't know what it is, 2 or better, anyone can enter the local qualifying. And then
you go to sectional. So
There's a
what
ton
Maddie
of
did
local
was
qualifying.
what Maddie
He did
did
local, probably.
Oh, that was a local.
Sectional, or now they call it final qualifying. You make it through that, you're in the U.S. Open. That's the one
So
yesterday.
there's only 2. You do the first one to get into what we saw yesterday, and then you pick one of those. So he was one away from going to that.
And the first one's generally, it's an 18-hole shootout, right?
And some guy may shoot 94 in those.
Oh, yeah. I've been paired with that guy.
Yeah.
It's always fun. He's like, yeah, I'm a 2. Are you? Are you there?
Yeah, that would seem a little off kilter, so to speak. We'll get into this week's PGA Tour stop there at the Canadian Open. We'll do that when we come back. But let's look a little bit back on what we saw last week. And the first thing that surprised me, I believe I read that JT Poston is his 4th win. Is that right? Or does that count Corn Ferry?
No, 4th win.
He's had 4
Yeah.
PGA Tour wins. Did that surprise you even?
I thought it was 3 until I
would
read
have thought
4.
it was his 2nd.
Yeah.
And I would have just given him credit for one because I know the name. I don't recall him winning one. Did he win one of the Carolina events?
Well, he won Wyndham. That was his first one, Greensboro.
Carolina,
and then he won, John Deere, and then he won Shriners out in Vegas.
Okay, those are all legit. He's not winning
But
the
this
Barracuda.
is the big win. This is the one that puts you a little bit on the map. And the thing about him that I love, Hickory, North Carolina kid. If you grew up in Hickory, North Carolina,
Hickory's a little town.
You
just
are
right
dying
off of
to
Winston-Salem.
play.
There, isn't it?
All you're thinking about is Duke, Carolina, State, or Wake, and none of them recruited him. And he was a good junior. He went to Western Carolina. Shout out the Catamounts, and became a star there. Became an All-American there. Like golfers at Western Carolina do not make All-American status. This kid did. So a lot of people had an eye on him as like an overachiever, maybe a proverbial middle finger to the Blue Bloods who didn't recruit him. And so it's really cool to see down to earth kid. I think he lives on Sea Island now.
He does.
His caddy Aaron Fleener's really popular on social media. Just a fun guy. Like it was a big popular win in the world of golf.
I was surprised that he did something that we haven't seen a lot in the last couple of years. He got out to a lead and he held it.
Yeah.
And they made runs at him here, but he just kind of held the lead. We've seen so many, including our boy Ludwig's done it more than once. There's so many final round 3-4 shot leads gone by the turn, and he just kind of, I guess at the very end he got caught.
At the very end he got caught. And your boy Gerard.
Yeah, I was one week
third
early on
runner-up
him
this year.
Yeah, I've had him for none, even though I picked him 4 times this year.
And the irony of all ironies, Gerard went to Chapel Hill. Did not recruit.
There you go, Blue Blood.
JT
Take that.
Poston.
So Poston, I can remember. I think we had him first timers.
I think he did.
Yeah, one year we had Poston with the first timers. So he's always stood out for.
Because I remember thinking, who the hell's this kid that we're walking over?
Yeah,
it's
JT
always
Poston.
Yeah, we bring in a couple of good ones.
All right, well, we go to Canadian. It's a pretty big event to be pre-U.S. Open, isn't it?
Yeah, but you've got, I think it's like 4 of the top 10 in the world. Because we always talk about some guys want to play the week before major.
Yeah.
And most of those guys, some of those guys played Memorial, some didn't. But I think a lot of guys don't want to just sit idle for a week before major, especially the U.S. Open, where it's so exacting, so precise. We saw Scotty last week talk about it at Muirfield Village in his press conference that Shinnecock is fairways give you some room. If you miss those fairways, you're done. And I think you'll see this week at TPC Toronto, that rough, that thick Canadian bluegrass will be a little thicker than normal as well.
All right. I also have I'm going to give you a quote from the world of golf in the last week and see if you guys can tell me who said it.
Oh, boy.
We'll do that when we return as well. It's Brunch with the Tour right now on a Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. Jags beat reporter Hayes Carline and NFL columnist Ryan O'Halloran are changing Friday afternoons with the lead.
4 to 6 on 1010XL.
Jeff Prosser here. When you need new windows or doors, you want high-end quality without the middleman markup, and that's why I'm telling you about Cash Building Material. Same premium materials, same beautiful finishes, but at a price that actually makes sense for your home. No subcontractors, no runaround, just their own experienced crews who treat your house like it's theirs. If you want it done right, the first time, get a quote today. Thank me tomorrow. For windows and doors, search Cash Building Material. Windows and doors done right.
Hey everybody, it's Joe C. Have you heard about Club Wingstop? It's their loyalty program. You get 10 points for every single dollar you spend on those fire wings and sides. You can share points with the whole family or redeem them for free Wingstop. Not in the club? Well, just grab the app, hit wingstop.com, or scan the QR code at 1010xl.com/Wingstop. Takes 10 seconds. Points even last a full year, so you can cash in today's receipt later. Joe C is locked in. You need to be too. Wingstop, baby. Get in the club.
If you gotta have more Gators, get them anytime with the Gator Podcast channel. Served up by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Whenever you're ready, the Gator Podcast channel is too. On the video and social channels of 1010XL.
The world's biggest soccer tournament has arrived. You can trade the entire tournament on Kalshi. On Kalshi, you can trade every match from the opening stage all the way to the final. Right now, France is your favorite. 16.2% implied probability. You get that 16% to win it all. Your $100 trade could pay out a $83 profit. Simple as that. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house. And as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. It's like a stock market for sports fans. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code 1010XL to get $10 when you trade 10. Kalshi, Kalshi. Kalshi. Trade the beautiful game. 18 and over only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see kalshi.com/regulatory.
Tom McManus here for Armstrong Fence Company, a locally owned First Coast business for nearly 20 years. Hurricane season is here. Don't wait for the first storm warning. Your fence is your first line of defense. Loose boards, weak posts, or damage can turn into big problems when high winds come around. Armstrong Fence Company handles repairs and builds from stadiums to backyards. Get a pre-storm fence check today. Call Armstrong Fence Company or search online. Armstrong Fence Company. Yeah, we did the fence.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Hey friends, Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Have you ever stored a gallon of leftover paint, opened the can years later, and it's rusty, crusty, and unusable? Next time, secure the lid tightly to ensure no leaks and store the can upside down. Oxygen can't get to it, therefore no rust and no crust. If you'd like more tips or have a question about a project, we'd love to help. Go to performance-painting.com. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting. Need or want cash? Beaches Jewelry and Pawn has cash available. Ready to buy guitars, surfboards, jewelry, firearms, tools, and especially gold. They need it all, selling or pawning. Get cash on the spot at Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, brunch with the tour. Trained by
Clearwater Irrigation
and North Florida Medical Centers on 1010XL.
All right, it's time to get down to business, make our picks as the season-long contestatition goes on. Not quite a competition, a little more than a contest. Contestatition.
What do we got? We got like 2 months left. We go up with the BMW, and then we don't do Tour Champ because the inflated money.
We don't do
right?
Tour Champ.
We basically end
we
at
go to
BMW.
we go to the last regular tournament. Yeah, we don't then get into all those. They got done with. They don't start them at minus X anymore.
Yeah,
either,
which I think that's probably. I think it's the week of August 17th.
Yeah,
so we got
it's too much money. We'll just do the last, and then we change our mind every time. But no, I don't think we're doing the Tour Championship.
No, we don't. Yeah, I don't think
we're going
we
up
do
until then. By then, that's the top.
And I got to be honest with you. I'm hanging on to Scheffler now. I said last week if I was in studio, which I wasn't. Thank you to trip to Morocco, a little virus. We're good now.
Keith, it was the Keith.
I'm going to hang on to him. I'm going to save him for a rain. He might be just getting the BMW treatment.
Right, well,
Bell Reeve.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this until he gives me the updated standings. That's all I can ever keep up with who's
Here
what.
we go.
What,
Here
who's
comes the
where.
math.
What
All right,
happened?
Here we go. After taking Cam Young and Russell Henley, Jeff Prosser got a total of $258,000, adding to his $13.6 million. Jeffrey Prosser's now at $13.9 million. Good for fourth place.
Fourth?
Yeah, I jumped you.
No.
I jumped you. I took Rory and Xander. They got me $541,000.
That's not this week. You're looking at the wrong week. Rory didn't play this week. You're 2 weeks ago.
Oh, snap! Now I
Yeah.
messed up all the math.
Yeah, I should have known when you told me Henley and yeah. Well, we got big issues now. We got all.
I got big issues.
I'm trying to be nice to a certain county.
Yeah.
You leave my county alone.
Third grade math teacher.
Oh man, this is going to take
Yeah,
a
he
little
went to the
bit.
wrong. Yeah, he's looking at 2 weeks ago's results. So this could go. Now
This
he's
is
already.
tough.
I mean, now we're gonna have the previous. In fact, we're just gonna make the picks.
Oh,
We'll have
yeah,
to
we're
sort
gonna make
this
the pick.
all out later.
Right.
But since you put me in fourth, I'm gonna take advantage.
Wait, we don't know. You know you're in fourth.
And you're still third, and
Okay.
Dan's first.
Yeah,
or
it'll
second.
be
That hasn't
between.
changed.
Yeah,
The only thing that'll change is me or E who
Correct.
goes
Okay.
first. And since he completely botched the second,
Listen, I'm going to need an email or something on the group text thread, which I'm the only one. That's an echo chamber. I just talk to myself on this thing. No one replies.
That's not true.
That's fair. He replies sometimes. Hicken only replies when Bryce Young throws 3 picks, which is every third game. All right.
I mean, you had major texting issues about a year ago. It kinda,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you got to work your way back
my
from
man,
that one. I
My
think
man
that's what
crashed out.
Yeah,
he crashed out.
Yeah,
boy.
talking some smack.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
my
we're
problem.
beyond smack. Yeah, some truth came out. Some liquid truth came out that day.
That was not liquid truth.
It left an impact. Anyway.
I had an epic crash out.
All right, how about the picks, huh?
Yeah, the picks. I'm going first, and I'm taking the guy who's going to win this week. All right? So I don't say that very often. Golf's a hard one. I'm taking the guy. Go ahead and put $10 on this guy, whatever the plus whatever
Ooh.
is. I got this week's winner. Are you ready? Would you
Yeah.
like to guess who's going to win this week, or you
I
want me
think
to
you're
just tell
going
you?
to say Wyndham Clark.
It's not Wyndham
Oh.
Clark. He's winning everything.
There
That's
you go.
too easy. That's a trite. That's a cliche pick.
Is it Alex Fitzgerald?
I picked Fitzpatrick. You
Oh,
mean.
remember that?
Oh, yeah, you did. You did go with Matt
He
Fitzgerald.
played like
last
Alex
week.
Fitzgerald. I can tell you that.
No, the winner of the tournament, but you guys can still get some of the other money, so it'll still be fun. I mean, I don't want y'all to stop watching just because I'm telling you who's going to win the tournament, but Tommy Fleetwood's going to win the Canadian Open. He's been top like 2 of the past 3 years. He was the guy that could have, should have won the year that the Canadian won and they stormed the green.
That's right.
Not had one, the other, Nick Taylor.
Yeah, Taylor. That's right.
So I'm going to go Tommy Fleetwood.
Yeah, I'm
So
gonna go.
who do you guys think is going to be in second? Because Fleetwood is
You're
going to
that
win.
confident.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I think my boy Matt Fitzpatrick is going to
Matt
maybe come in
Fitzpatrick?
first. Yeah,
What
Matt.
about Matt Fitzgerald?
Yeah,
No, I
him
want-
too.
Okay.
Yeah, I want Fitzpatrick.
Full Ron Burgundy. What a clown show that was.
That is
that
good.
was really.
That's
I just
Burgundy. Yeah.
literally
That's-
read it right off the
I know.
website. I know. Which is my way of
Bleep
also
you,
blaming
San
some-
Diego.
Go. yourself. I'll go Wyndham Clark. I'll bite.
Sure.
I mean, that guy's.
Who's cousin Eddie having there?
He got McIntyre, and then he doubles back.
I don't think McIntyre's in the field, so that's good.
Okay, that's
Should be.
going in his order.
Is he not?
Well, he didn't make the Rob Bolton power rankings, and Hicken always goes off of that. So
That's
I'm
fair.
curious where he got the pick from. He's taking Scottish guys. This next guy will also be Scottish. I
He
see
is
what's
in the
happening
field.
here.
Bobby Mack in the field. Not one of Bolton's guys.
Yeah, so he went with Bobby Mack and Justin Rose.
Oh.
Famous Scottish London resident. He definitely went old country because he's over there. Justin Rose is also in the field?
Yep.
Huh.
Sneaky good field. Actually one of the better fields they've had, especially being the week before the US Open. Let's go with numbers 1 and 2 on Rob Bolton's top.
Oh wait, Justin Rose is in the
Yeah. Give me Sam Burns.
Sam Burns eats worms,
Eating some
buddy.
worms, baby. Let's do it.
All right, that leaves me then. If you're going with Sam Burns, I'm going to go with, I think his back is doing just fine now, Colin Morikawa.
You love
Allegedly.
taking Morikawa.
Allegedly. My boy took a practice swing on number 11 at Stadium and said, I'm out.
Life flighted him out of there.
Was-
And land helicopters on the 12th
Yeah.
fairway just to make sure he's
That's the old.
not 12th, I guess.
Le-
Yeah, 12th. That's where it happened. 12 tee.
No, 11 tee. He played 10, then 11 tee.
Oh, I
takes a
thought he
practice
played
swing.
11, did it on 12. Okay.
Whatever.
I will take your, being
Expert.
the head of PGA Tour Media, I will take your. Okay, so I still got to pick. I mean, before everyone goes home. I'm gonna. I'll take Brooks Koepka.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah,
Brooks is sneaky. And he's got like 6 top 20s. I know we want to win.
I know, but we got to get ready.
Contended in
All right,
Dallas.
I'm going to give you guys this quote and tell me who said it.
Oh.
This has been an awesome 4 or 5 years for us golfers, for everyone around the world. It's changed a lot of things, but I think realistically, it's time for everything to come back to the way it was. It was obviously not working, and it's pretty far-fetched realistically, so we'll see what happens. I'm sure there are going to be a lot of changes, particularly with prize money next year. This seems to be the first bout of, like, reality and acceptance of, I don't know what we were doing. It's time to go back. This is a guy who now is after my own heart. I am a guy who says you can't win more than $1 million for winning a golf tournament. That's my new rule. And if you don't want to play golf for a living or want to start a social media, knock yourself out. We're not paying you any more than that. It's not worth it. Who said that?
I know who.
It's shocking who would say it because it's a live golfer.
Yeah.
But if there would be a live golfer who wouldn't be, who's like public awareness probably doesn't care much about.
I'm going to go with John Rahm.
It's Cam Smith.
Oh, Cam?
Cam Smith said that. Well, that's an awful convenient take there when you took 140 to go play live.
Oh, yeah. Oh, is it too much money now?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, really, Cam? Is that right? It's far-fetched, is it?
The same guy that bought the house next to him on the Intercoastal, tore it down, buying another one.
Hey, man, if they're going to pay me 140 to come play exhibition golf, I guess I'll do it. But, if we're going to play real golf with all the best players, we can't be playing $4 million. I'll give you another one. I don't know how it doesn't bankrupt the entire U.S. Women's Golf Association. Do you know what the first place check was at the U.S. Women's Open? And again, this is all about parity, obviously.
I know the purse was $12,500.
Which is also ridiculous. $2.5 million. The women's golf winner won more this week than the men's. And the number of eyeballs on each, I would say, would have to be incredibly, drastically different.
I'll be curious to see the women's open ratings, given that is West Coast finish, primetime, East Coast, Riviera, historic venue. But other than that, I'm picking up what you're laying down.
It had 800,000 viewers. Yeah. That's
surprising with Nelly winning, though, that's the... You got a household name. You got the Nelly aura.
Oh, wait,
all this stuff.
is.
I don't think they would have had
this. This may be last year's actually. They only all you can see is improvement. Final round last year was 0.6 rating, 790,000 viewers. And again, I'm not saying it's not about women versus men. Yeah. It's not men should make more. Professional sports can only survive if you get paid what your sport brings in. And golf is already out of whack. They shouldn't make $2.5 million either, so don't get mad at me. But you got less than 1 million people watching. You're going to pay $2.5 million to the victor? What are we doing?
Yeah.
Crazy. And by the way, shout out Nelly Cordes. You won the first 2 majors in women's golf. All right, that's it for Brunch with the George. Have a good time?
I did.
It's a big opportunity
2 segments,
for you.
Yeah,
2 segments.
A lot of work in here. People don't. I brought my laptop. I got coffee.
Sure.
I got notes.
He's very demanding. He's asking for passwords.
Don't even worry about this.
He got a key today.
Got a key to the building.
It's one less text that you could send we won't respond to.
I'm here.
We're back for the 9 o'clock hour. We'll start it off with Big Pat Young talking NBA Finals with the Spurs getting a game last night in New York. You are listening to The Drill. It's Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
What are you doing? You touched that switch and... Which one, this?
10 turbo.
More power.
10 XL.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking mumbo-jumbo. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices. I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from high heels to wagon wheels. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Right now at Beard's Diamonds, pay $0 down and get 0 interest financing for 5 whole years. Yes, you heard it right. That $12,000 designer engagement ring is yours for just $200 a month. This makes everything affordable. How about a $6,000 diamond eternity band, just $100 a month? Say goodbye to high interest rates. Get the relief you deserve at Beard's Diamonds. But hurry, this incredible offer ends June 30th and will not be extended. How about a $3,000 pair of diamond earrings, only $50 a month? Make any purchase and spread your payments over 5 years with 0 down and 0 interest financing. Rings, earrings, bands, bracelets, pendants, colored gemstone jewelry. Let the non-commission experts at Beards help you find the perfect piece of jewelry and take advantage of our best financing offer ever. Beards Diamonds in the St. John's Town Center, Jacksonville's premier locally owned jeweler. Shop now and enjoy 0 interest financing for 5 years. Hurry, this amazing offer ends June 30th. On approved credit, some restrictions apply. See store for details.
Hey, gang, you might be aware credit card interest rates are now over 29%. Most people are only making the minimum payment, so they're getting nowhere. But here's what many homeowners don't realize. That use the equity in your home. You can easily access hundreds of thousands in cash, and with Loan Pronto's rapid equity loan, you can pay off your credit cards, your existing HELOC, your car loans, get money for that home improvement project. One client just got $100,000 approved, saved over $1,500 a month. And here's the best part with Loan Pronto. You can do it all from your phone. With 0 out-of-pocket, no hard credit pull up front, no appraisal, no long drawn-out bank process, and no touching your first mortgage. Rates are at a near 3-year low. Act now. Go to loanpronto.com. See how much you can get in about 60 seconds. Loan Pronto. 2,800 5-star Google reviews. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. That's 904-999-1508 or loanpronto.com.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
Wait, is that Ronaldinho? Ronaldinho, you think Brazil will win it all this summer?
Claro que sí.
Can I just say, you're my favorite player, ever.
Bet all of soccer's biggest matches this summer on Hard Rock Bet. And keep your cool in case you run into Ronaldinho. Download the Hard Rock Bet app and back your country. Roll with us. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Attention contractors. Stop wasting time dealing with permits yourself. Use PermitRockstar.com. Their permitting platform helps contractors cut permitting delays by up to 80%. Stop waiting and start building with PermitRockstar.com.
Hi, I'm Blake Bortles. People know I've always said if I wasn't playing football, I'd probably be on a construction site. So Next Gen Roofing finally let me live the dream.
Blake, why are you wearing a red practice jersey?
Always worn it for safety.
Right. Well, around here, the red jersey means you're the new guy, so you're in charge of garbage cleanup.
Perfect. I love garbage time. Always excelled in it.
It's not exactly what I meant.
Good thing Next Gen Roofing has real pros handling everything from family homes to large commercial buildings. Next Gen, teamed up with you.
Teamed up with you. Got a dent or a scratch that needs fixing? San Jose Collision in Mandarin offers expert auto body repair and works with all insurance. Family owned and locally trusted. San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by TopDressing.com. Starting today, we've got every remaining Stanley Cup final matchup. Hurricanes versus the Golden Knights. Hear it live on 10:10 a.m. with the puck dropping at 7:30. Jacksonville opens a 6-game home set with Gwinnett tonight at 5-Star Ballpark. First pitch is at 7:05. That's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson.
Currently, it's 9:03 and it's 79 degrees. Your time and your temp is brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller. Stay tuned for the 9 o'clock Nasty next right here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's team time, Farah doesn't flinch.
I'm fed, feeling X-rated. It's Mr. Nasty time. Oh, Mr. Nasty time. The nasty time.
Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
All right, we're going to talk NBA Finals with our buddy Big Pat Young. That's coming up here in just 1 second. Just clean up a couple of messes. Our apologies to E.T. He had the week right. We were wrong. He was giving us last week's total, so they've all been added up, and I'm still in fourth. He's still in third, and Hick and Tour still first and second there. So, hand up, accountability. It's on us. We're shouting E down. And I do have the 2026 U.S. Women's Open TV ratings, and it got about 800,000 viewers. I don't know how these sports business models work. Like, I don't understand how you can put your event on television, it get less than 1 million viewers, and the purse for your event be $12 million. Do advertisers do? Is it like charitable almost? I mean, I don't mean that even negative, but they just do
Pro
it.
bono.
Yeah, just to kind of support it, I suppose. All right, let's talk the NBA Finals. Fire up the hotline. Let's bring in Patrick. We talked yesterday, about getting three, how important it was. I want to start at the top. And, Patrick, I said this. This is a very, very popular refrain in sports. Just anytime there's an important game or a close game, this is going to crop up in some level, and that's just complaints about officiating. Now, normally it's reserved for fans and sometimes players. Very rarely does the coach go neck deep into the ref screwed us. And I thought Mike Brown took it too far last night, and it didn't come across as concerning for his team as it did whiny to me. What was your take, and did he have a point? I can always say, I get the disparity you're showing me on the stat sheet. Watching the game, I did not feel like the officials were affecting the outcome per se. It didn't feel like the Spurs won because of the officiating. But your thoughts?
Yeah, I think I don't like how the coaches ended up, not just him, but coaches in general present that at times. And don't get me wrong, there's times where it is obvious. I didn't think it was obvious like that. They missed. You can look the whistle. They missed some on both sides, but in the fourth quarter, the Knicks missed their first 10 threes. Like, he didn't talk about that. He didn't talk about the missed layups. He didn't talk about the turnovers. And look at this too. At one point, I think the Spurs almost doubled the Knicks up on assists. It was like, I think they had close to 30 assists. The Knicks had around 14 or 15, 16, something around there.
It ended 28-18 to your point.
28-18. Yeah, you don't doesn't point out the things. I just like when you can have your complaints for sure, but take a little bit of ownership with it. And I got a question for you here, Jeff. It's because the NBA, they want you. I get it. They want you to think it's all objective. The refs aren't giving a special whistle to certain players and whatnot. But every time coaches and players talk about it, they act like it's supposed to. Brunson, he's got, he gets a loose whistle, or this guy doesn't. I've never seen a superstar not get a. And I'm like, it's not supposed to be like that. Like the refs they're not supposed to say, oh yeah, we got to make sure we get this guy this many calls and this guy that many calls. They can't operate in that, man. It'd be too hard to even do that.
Well, I tell you what else happens, I think, when Mike Brown goes overboard. And he went overboard. He did. Shut up. Stop at the butt. Once you got to the butt, don't say the next part. Tell your team we'll overcome the officiating whistles if you think it was a part. But you also managed. It's hard for a big market team to take on a Cinderella role. America doesn't treat them that way. If you're a big market team, they usually root against you. And somehow the Knicks were kind of that little engine that could. They had everybody on their side. And I don't know if this is a big enough event to knock them off, but for the coach, after winning 13 straight and getting plenty of calls along the way, to ignore your very valid point, you missed 10 straight threes. How many fouls were you expecting to pick up on shooting three-pointers? So they've also given away some of that grace, I feel.
And you know what, Jeff? Because Mike Brown, after game 2, he had a really good press conference and talking about Karl Anthony Towns and his progression and his maturation and stepping up to and you're like, oh man, that's going to be something we look back. That's a great clip. And then you got this one, and you're like, that like kills all the grace that you have for him, because you're like, man, I thought you were different. I thought you were above, looking at the game, and it's, you're pointing the finger instead of like, as a team, we didn't do this, we didn't do that better. They had some costly turnovers. Stephon Castle got a few and ones in there, and I mean, I still thought it was a good game. I thought the Knicks were right there within reach. I mean,
Sure.
They were down 6. They hit 2 big threes. The first 2 threes, 2 big ones to get right back in there. And I can't exactly remember.
I think Clarkson hit
late.
one at the end of the third and tied the game, and then the Spurs kind of went on a little run to start the fourth, and that's when the Knicks missed 10 straight three-pointers. And, you know, again, let me ask you this as an athlete, Patrick, as a competitor, as a player in that locker room, is there a danger when your coach goes and tells the whole world that it was the ref's fault? And forgets that Karl Anthony Towns gave you 11 points in 38 minutes, and forgets that you missed 10 straight 3 points, and forget that you were out assisted near 2-1. And you know what I'm saying? Is there a danger in that at all, or is that more?
Yeah, it should be. Like you're taking away from guy, and it's funny. You know, in the locker room, that's not his conversation. Maybe that's just public. You know how he's presenting things. Maybe that's just. But in the locker room, there's no way, because I know those guys are like Karl Anthony Towns looking at his stat line is not thinking, oh, the ref screwed me. He's like, I need to play better. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. You know, you don't. And if you are thinking in that way, that's not a championship mindset, man. Like you have this mindset that no matter what, you expect that you're going to get bad calls. You're going to get things that the ball's not going to bounce your way, whatever. But you're like, and that's why I do respect the Knicks, because they've been down many a time and have found ways to fight back. And they didn't look at the refs. They were like, all right, Cat, all right, Jalen, all right, Josh, all right, Landry. Even Mitchell Robinson had some decent minutes last night. But yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where you just like you lose a little bit of respect for, and it's not the same like football. Like if Liam Cohen's out there and we're talking about a few specific calls, I mean, there is great evidence in football where you can see that really
fair.
changes the momentum. Basketball, there's so many possessions and it's so up and down that unless it's like an egregious no call on the final shot of the game, you know, for the most part, basketball kind of balances itself out. There's so many possessions, so many bad shots, good shots, this and that. Like, I'm surprised, man, especially Mike Brown being a champion with Golden State. You know,
I
think it's for show, man.
I didn't think it was accurate. That's the
show.
problem. Listen, like you said, you would at least say, I feel you. It still doesn't mean that you would totally be on board, but I feel you if there are a list of these egregious calls. But again, I've never been more shocked to watch a game and then hear the immediate post game and hear something that I didn't even think was a real huge factor in the outcome. Was it a factor? It always is. Refs stink. Umps stink. They're always going to stand out for what they do wrong rather than what do right, which we're supposed to. But I never. It wasn't egregious last night in any way towards one team or the other. I can always find 5 to 10 plays where one team seems like it got the short end, and if you're the team that was 10 instead of 5 that night, oh well. But the Knicks did not lose because of the officiating, and it's pretty sorry for the coach of the other team to take San Antonio's win and boil it down to that. I guess that's where I land.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, and you were and I'll tell you this, you were right about Wemby. You know, he shot the ball really well yesterday. You were like, he's not a post guy.
Yeah.
And you know, with Ron, we were talking about it last night. Yeah, how about that he had that alley-oop, and literally I thought that was hilarious in the fourth. Richard Jefferson and Tim Legler like, that's indefensible. And RJ's like, yeah, there's nothing you can do about that.
And that's what they need. They need a guy, who's real good at that. They'll never pair together. But they need like a Trae Young. And you mentioned the pick and roll yesterday, to your credit. That's how you get those open lobs. I'm surprised they don't run that more. They ought to lob the ball to Wemby 6 to 10 times a game. He ought to be able to get open on a lob. Now, I'm not saying he makes every one of them and that they're all dunks, but he ought to get in there and be relatively unchallenged 6 to 8 times a game.
For sure. And I don't even want him to worry about running the floor because I think he wastes energy trying to run floor to get to the block. Because he's got that trail three, and in the pick and roll, he's such a good threat. And those guys I wish he had the floater. The floater, you get it right at the top of the like what Isaiah Hartenstein. You know, he's got that little
that little push shot.
That little push shot.
Yeah.
And why can't Wemby do that? You know, it's something where he just, as he's learning in his maturation here and development, he's got to remember like his height is such an advantage because no one else can get on that playing field. And if someone does end up jumping that high, like to get to him, he covers so much ground, you know, in terms of getting it. For him, you know, he's not quick, so him doing those moves, trying to get dribble around guys, and when he's in the block, he's not quick enough and he's not strong enough, but he's long enough and does have the touch. So I'm interested. You know, Jalen Brunson, he hasn't been super efficient. He's scoring a lot of points. He's just not efficient these last few. But man, what an environment that was to watch on TV, wasn't it?
Oh, it's so electric. You can feel it. Yeah, it was the national anthem was awesome, and it just led into the pregame and the festivities and energy. Yeah, it was good. It was good stuff.
Did you watch a little bit of Cardi B? Saw her out there?
Did you hear Charles Barkley's comments on Cardi B were interesting. He's going to have that in the 9 o'clock Nasty next segment, so you can tune in for that. He changed her name from Cardi B to Cardi, different letters. We'll just put it that way. That usually indicate sizing. We'll just put it that. I'm trying to keep it, Disney humor here.
Oh.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Now we're talking.
What's your expectation for this next one then?
Yeah, I expect it to be. I'm not picking a winner. I'm done picking winners in this series. You're full of yourself if you pick a winner. You are. I predict another good game, and the team that doesn't go 0 for 10 from to start the fourth quarter will be the team that wins. And it won't have anything to do with the team that shot free throws. It'll be the team that doesn't brick 10 straight three-point attempts and then wonder why they didn't have any fouls called on them. That team is the one that'll lose. I will say this, too, about Brunson. I was thinking this. This inefficiency. It's probably time to say the Spurs are causing that. Remember, SGA was incredibly inefficient in his series? He shot 30-something%. He's a 56% shooter in the regular season. Yeah. So Spurs obviously give those guards trouble, and with Castle and some of that physicality they can. What about you? What do you see in game? Don't let me dissuade you from picking a winner. What do you see in game 5 in New York? 4 in New York.
Well, I would love to see just go to 2-2 because I don't know when is the last time a finals has started out where both the first 4 games are the road team wins, all those games and for it to go scratch there. But I love what I saw the Spurs starting that game. No one can keep a lead. No one. There is no safe lead for anybody. I'm gonna build off of yesterday, man. That kid Harper, man. That kid Harper, man. He just he knows when he has momentum, he's got that fearless trait where it's either you're gonna foul me or I'm gonna get a shot up to the basket. I'm not deterred away from your contact. And then I was really De'Aaron Fox, even though he didn't have like a full complete game, like him taking the onus there and at the end of the game.
Yeah, hit a big one there up 3. Yeah,
taking that shot, man. Yeah, absolutely. Because they were saying a lot last night. He was a 25-point per game scorer when he was in Sacramento. Like, dude can play. So I'm gonna give the edge. I'm gonna give the edge there. I'm gonna give the edge to the Spurs again, just because I want to see it go back to 0-0.
Yeah, I want to see a 7-game series. I'm with you on that, and I do feel like I'm impressed with the Spurs. They played with their hair on fire, especially defensively, except for about a 4-minute stretch at the end of the first half. They play like that way the whole game. They play like they knew if we lose this game, we're done. They played like they knew that we have to win this game or we have no chance. And you shift a little bit of pressure back on New York now. A little bit.
Was Wemby off the court that last little segment there?
At the end of the half? That's a good question. He may have. No, he came back at the very end because he missed the last shot. Remember, before the half, they could have made it and got it to 5, but he missed some of that time late. Yeah. But maybe not the last minute or two.
Because it went to the Knicks had like a 7 or 8 point lead going into halftime. That's right. And it's interesting. Wemby on the court, I think the Knicks are shooting in 30% percentile somewhere right there. When he's off, is over 52. So
makes sense.
This goes to shows his importance is just he on the offensive side. He brings that elite defense every game. Just offensively, can he stay just like he was efficient yesterday?
I think a lot of what we talked about yesterday kind of played out. You know, the Knicks have won 13 in a row. Are they going to hit every shot every game?
Exactly.
Remember saying that? No, you're going to have a fourth quarter where you miss all 10. And guess what? Let me tell you what else happens in high-level sports. You come down off of that streak. How many long winning streaks are then followed up by you lose 4 out of 5 or you lose, in basketball, baseball, or any sport. So this makes them a little more vulnerable having that invulnerability swiped away from them. So we shall see. I know you're in studio with me on Friday, so
Friday.
we'll kick around where it stands. Hopefully 2-2 and not 3-1.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Can't wait, man.
All right, my brother.
Good luck with his 9 o'clock nasty.
Yeah, he's ready to go in there. He's got Charles Barkley cute. He's ready to go. So we'll do that when we return. Patrick, thank you so much. We'll talk to you later in the week. That's Patrick Young giving his perspective on the NBA Finals. We are back with trending. See some of the hot stories in the world when we come back. That and more. It's Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday.
The Drill. From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. Buckle up your chin strap.
They're going to erupt. They're going to bust loose.
1010XL.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Buick GMC is proud to be the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. The most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer. Nobody but Nimnick. For 3 generations, Nimnick has been the place customers keep coming back to. They treat you right, and they give a bunch back to the community. Visit NimnickBuickGMC.com today to learn more or visit their showroom off Phillips Highway. GMC, we are professional grade.
When it comes to orthopedic care, experience matters, and teamwork matters even more. At Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville, our fellowship-trained specialists work together to treat a full range of conditions, from knees and shoulders to spine, sports injuries, and joint replacement. You'll be guided by the right specialist for your needs, with coordinated care and personalized treatment plans designed for better outcomes. Smarter care, faster access, trusted expertise. Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville.
If you want more teal in your daily diet, Jaguars Today with Mike Dempsey and Fat Tony. Exclusive guests, sharp analysis, and non-stop Duval football. Served by Renewal by Anderson, custom windows and doors. 10 to noon weekdays on 1010XL.
What's happening, folks? ET here for Twin Peaks. And if you want to witness the biggest soccer tournament in person, look no further than Twin Peaks. Enter to win Twin Peaks Go for Gold giveaway presented by Michelob Ultra and Casamigos, and you could be one of 5 grand prize winners who gets the VIP treatment plus travel and lodging. For your chance to win unmatched views of this match, visit TwinPeaksSoccer.com to enter and choose your host city. Entries close on June 14th, so don't wait. Twin Peaks, eat, drinks, scenic views.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Want to stretch that dollar? Taylor Doll here to help save you money with the Money Pages magazine and app. Trying to figure out dinner? Money Pages has deals at your favorite local restaurants. Need auto repairs or an oil change? Money Pages has coupons to help you save. Looking to do some home improvement projects? Money Pages has deals on everything home, from AC repair and plumbing to flooring and painting. Check your mailbox for Money Pages today and download the app for savings on the go.
Ladies and gentlemen, boaters and landlubbers, friends, four-legged and two, this is Lisa the Botanista with a huge announcement. Freedom Boat Club is opening a brand new 4th location. That's right, Freedom Boat Club St. Augustine Shipyard is now open. Now members can enjoy unlimited access at Julington Creek, Jacksonville Beach, St. Augustine Comanche Cove, and St. Augustine Shipyard. Freedom Boat Club members also enjoy reciprocal access to over 400 locations across the world. There's never been a better time to join. We are offering our biggest discount ever to celebrate our brand new location. We own and maintain an entire fleet of boats. Join the club, and as often as you like, you can do water sports, inshore fishing, offshore fishing, sandbar hopping, dining on the water, or just cruising around town. Visit us at the St. Augustine Shipyard or stop by any of our locations to see what the Boatsierge experience is all about. Visit us at freedomboatclub.com.
Jacksonville, you voted, and Baker Glass came out on top. The Bold City Best Awards are all about locals choosing their favorites, and you picked them for Best Auto Glass and Best Glass and Mirror Service.
I'm back with Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Do you want to grow your career with a company that's committed to growing with you? Florida Home AC has aggressive plans to double their workforce, and they're looking for determined, resourceful people with initiative. Just log on to floridahomeac.com/careers to find out more.
We're back on a Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday. We've heard the old phrase, take it to the judge. You don't like the way things are working out? Yeah, take it to the judge. Let him determine. What happens when the judge is the problem? Then where do you take it? The judicial system is a major problem in college sports. They've lost their mind. Whether it's corrupt, whether it's payola, whether it's bias. These judges that are ruling for these colleges are graduates of these colleges. And I would say, gosh, I'd like to think that they're above in an ivory tower these influences. But it's clear that the judicial system is out of whack. And when it comes tiptoeing into sports, they're just making it worse and worse and worse. And this idiot judge in Texas who said the Texas Tech quarterback should be granted his eligibility back is beyond a bad judge. He's a damn near bad person. And when you can't take common sense and logic and use it for the better good like you're charged to do, and instead you just make up your own rules and determine who would be harmed and how, you're weak. And so Lubbock Judge Ken Curry is a moron, because he granted a temporary injunction against the NCAA that's going to let Texas Tech quarterback Brendan Sorsby play in 2026 after he admitted to gambling not only on college sports, but on his own teams while a student at Indiana and Cincinnati. It's one of the most shocking decisions anyone's ever heard. And if I'm a judge anywhere in the country, it's time for y'all to stand up and weed out the morons. I don't know how. I know some of them are, they are appointed, others are elected. But at the end of the day, man, we got to keep a world of rules that includes common sense. And how you can look at the rule book of college athletics and determine that a kid can gamble over $90,000 and on dozens of events involving his own team and not lose his eligibility. I don't give a damn about his feelings or what harm may now come his way because he broke a huge rule. Harm comes your way if you drink 14 shots and drive off a bridge too. It's just pitiful, man. And again, Lubbock Judge Ken Curry's a moron. God bless the people of Lubbock. Y'all have survived this loon in any power that he's ever. If I'm in jail right now because of Ken Curry, I'm calling my lawyer, because it showed the world how ridiculously stupid he is. So if you got me in for armed robbery, I need a retrial. This dude's a moron. Time to get nasty.
Number 5.
Well, Jeffrey, of course, Taylor Swift makes the 9 o'clock nasty and trending.
She's such a sweet lady. I mean, why she got to be the nasty boy?
Well, it's nothing that she did necessarily, but she was in attendance for Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals.
I remember that.
Her
sitting next to the old Travis Kelce there. He was slamming beers.
Correct. He was slamming beers. But what makes this a story is because the actual physical seat she was sitting in has officially went up for auction. I knew you would love this.
Some dork somewhere smelling it, by the way. Remember that one?
Yes, some dork somewhere is going to smell it.
Come on, man.
The starting bid starts off at what you think? The starting bid for the actual seat?
I know how stupid people are, so I'm going to say $20,000.
$2,400 is what it is.
$2,400. It'll go way higher.
Oh, it's going to go way higher than that.
I don't know what's wrong with people, man. People need to find the God. I mean, they put God status on these people walking around on Earth burping just like we are. I don't get it, dude.
It's great.
Number 4.
Now, this is a level of a petty that I don't ever want to get to. You've dealt with some petty people in your life, correct?
Oh, for sure.
This level of petty is probably disgusting. So, a man was once married to now his ex-wife. He went and purchased a car for $600.
Okay.
He somehow registered the car in her name. And then he went and parked it at the airport. She racked up $100,000.
$100,000, huh?
$100,000.
That is so funny. Do they catch? What happens there? Is he liable, or do they? I mean, do they just erase it for her? How does that work?
What do they do?
By the way,
got to get their money.
Again, I will once again call into question the stupidity of rules and legality. Yeah, maybe before you give me $100,000 in fines, tow it for $200. Maybe try that. What are we doing? That is petty.
That is
you also
petty.
I always see the ones too that a guy right before he divorces, or somebody right before they divorce, they go quit their job, so they have no income when it comes to child support. And then they go back. Which is dope. They don't take. I mean, a lot of petty goes on with these relationships gone wrong.
That's
petty though. You buy a car. I will say he spent too much.
Right. He
buy one for $100 if you just go park it there for good.
You have it towed. Do something.
Put it in her name. Got it registered, and then got $100,000 in parking.
$100,000 in parking.
Wow, that is petty.
Number 3.
Do you remember the name Kai Cenat?
Sure. Kai Cenat is a YouTube guy.
Yeah, YouTube streamer.
Yeah.
And he started this. What was it? I think it's called Streamer University.
Okay. Oh, where you teach people to stream.
And it went, man. Whenever he originally launched, everybody was trying to get into it because that's the world that we live in.
This is like, you know what this is like? This is like LeBron James holding a seminar how to play in the NBA.
That's exactly what it is.
The hit rate is probably higher for NBA than, quote, money-making streamer.
That's exactly what it is.
All right, so.
Well, he shut it down for a little bit, but he just relaunched it. And applications for Streamer University is now available because that's the wave now.
Now, what do you pay to get into Streamer University?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I'm gonna research that, but I know it's a thing, and these kids. That's what they want to do.
What people want to do now, honestly, and this won't work. You're gonna find it out. You don't get paid for playing in life. You don't. You have to work.
Got to.
You don't get free money in life. And I know y'all are just messaged without the yin-yang with this poster and this influencer and this guy. You don't make money without working. You don't. And these fool internet influencers you see are 1 in a million hits. Like 1 in a million. Your odds are just as good to be the quarterback of the Jaguars. So those who realize sooner rather than later, if I'm going to have money and I'm going to build a life, I'm going to have to work for my money. It's not just going to freely drop at my door. They're going to be better off and way ahead of you that spin these wheels for 10 years thinking posting on YouTube is going to provide a living.
Number 2.
Jeff, does the name Chad Caruso ring a bell?
No.
Chad Caruso, he went for a Guinness Book of World Records record that completed right here in Jacksonville, Florida yesterday. So he went on a 39-day voyage starting in Venice Beach, California, on a skateboard.
Okay.
And he went cross country from Venice Beach, and he ended right here in Jacksonville, Florida.
Man. Oh my God, the blisters pushing off that asphalt.
Yeah, it took 39 days. He traveled over 2,500 miles through desert, mountains, storms, traffic, and obviously heat exhaustion. But shout out to the cross country skateboarder.
Who do you take a team? I mean, I got to be honest. I think it's an upset that if you take a skateboard across the country, you don't get hit and killed on the road somewhere. I mean, seriously.
I think he has a team following him. You
got to figure out a route.
You got to figure out a route.
I mean, at some point, you're going down 2-lane roads. There's no way around it, bro. And you're on a skateboard. You're not even on a bike that you can pull off to the grass if you need to. I'm amazed. What'd you say his name was? Chris Caruso? Chad, congratulations, Chad, for making here in Florida with a pulse and a heartbeat and all those things that are important because you just took a skateboard from California to Florida.
Number 1.
And number 1, we talk about these guys often. It's the guys on the post-game show. That's Shaq, Chuck, Ernie, Shaq, Chuck, Ernie, and Kenny.
Yeah.
Well, last night, obviously, they were at the NBA Finals. I was looking for the game, too, also, side note, and I put it on, and it was the McAfee.
Yeah, it's on ABC.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to watch this one. I want to watch the ABC broadcast. I was surprised that McAfee.
I didn't know McAfee was doing. I saw the McAfee was on. I didn't realize it was the NBA Finals. I just thought they were counter programming.
Yeah, he broadcast.
Yeah, they think there's a market for this, which is also untrue. Peyton and Eli are different.
Right.
People are going to watch them do it. They're not going to watch anybody.
I didn't want to
on.
see McAfee. Yeah, I don't want to see McAfee.
I don't watch Peyton and Eli. I want to watch the game.
I like the big boys. Well, anyways, Chuck, Ernie, Kenny, and Shaq. Obviously, they were talking about the game, and Cardi B performed at halftime. And well, I could let you listen to it better.
This is Charles Barkley, the Charles Barkley last night during the broadcast.
Yeah, during the broadcast.
What does he say?
New York Knicks up 7, looking for a 3-0 lead. We've been competing with Cardi B here. We lost. Hey, I don't know if those B's, that might be Cardi D's.
I don't know if those are bees.
Chuck.
We need Hicken here for the Cardi B report. He's going to be disappointed. He's off in Scotland, apparently watching the Knicks at some dark corner of some hotel bed and breakfast at 4 a.m. as the Spurs pull within 2-1. That's what's trending. We will be back with more next. Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
The home of the home team you grew up with.
Jimmy Smith was given a chance with an expansion team.
And what a quality person as well, a leader of this football team.
Jaguars, pride forever. 1010XL.
Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. Come see why we are North Florida's new and pre-owned truck center, conveniently located on Southside and JTB, just minutes from the St. John's Town Center. At Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes in our lifetime powertrain warranty. Key Buick GMC, we are professional grade. KeyBuickGMC.com. Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drivetrain only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
This is Jeff Middlecoff with Cogent Bank. My associate Ryan Salem and I joined Cogent Bank because we wanted to revolutionize the mortgage business, just like Cogent Bank has revolutionized the banking business. So Ryan Salem and I are able to leverage the power and stability of Cogent Bank to go out and find our clients the best investors, the best products, and the best rates in the entire country for your particular mortgage loan. Of course, you don't have to be a customer at Cogent Bank to take advantage of our mortgage services to buy or refinance your home. We offer jumbo loans, VA, FHA, conventional and investment loans. At Cogent Bank, we offer mortgages nationwide, so we can help you with a second home or help a family member who lives or is moving to another state. Call Ryan Salem or myself, Jeff Middlecoff, at Cogent Bank today, 904-442-9191, to see how we can help you with any of your mortgage loan needs, whatever or wherever they may be.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, Cogent Bank, NMLS ID 402296, Find Salem, NMLS ID 1182429, Jeff Middlecoff, NMLS ID 249086.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwood Jewelers. Clayton, you have told us about the importance of cutting a diamond properly and how it relates back to beauty and value. But how do you judge the color of a diamond?
Frank, that's an important question when it comes to diamonds. You see, a man or a woman really have no color memory. Now, you can remember basic colors like blue or red, but considering we can see thousands of slight variations of the same color, you have to have a master color to relate these two. Anybody that's ever tried to match a paint color on a wall knows exactly what I'm talking about. So we judge the color of diamonds using a set of certified master diamonds from the American Gem Society. This is the only way you can really make an accurate call on the grade because these slight variations in color from colorless to very slight yellow have huge price differences.
That's at Underwood's, where diamonds are graded accurately in San Marco, Avondale, and the shops of Ponte Vedra.
Hurricane season is here. Is your home storm ready? Renewal by Andersen is offering storm season savings with buy one, get one 40% off windows and doors. Plus, 0 down, 0 payments, and 0% interest for 1 full year. In recent years, storms have caused tens of billions of dollars in damage across Florida. Prepare your home now with our Claim Impact Windows. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free design consultation. Restrictions apply. License number CGC 1527613.
Hey, it's Brent with Arcosa Crushed Concrete. If you've got concrete or asphalt rubble on your site, let me buy it from you, and I will recycle it into construction material for your future projects. Arcosa Crushed Concrete. Get paid for what you don't need.
Summer break means the kids are home and your plumbing is working overtime. If something's acting up and backing up, call Duck Duck Rooter. We've got years of experience and honest pricing that's as straightforward as our fixes. With the Summer Splash Plumbing promotion, receive 1 free drain cleaning with any plumbing repair of $500 or more. Fix what's wrong, clear what's clogged, and get back to enjoying your summer.
When you're stuck, call the Duck. 904-862-6769.
Royal Pest Services, a local company you can trust. Royal Pest is a certified installer of tap insulation, which stands for thermal, acoustic, and pest control. Reduce that electric bill by adding pest protection. It's that easy. Online at royalpestservices.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
My golden moment is just the pushback on Mike Brown's ridiculous assertion that the Knicks were somehow burned into a loss by the officiating. I know Knicks fans, that's not what he's saying. Yeah, it is what he's saying. It is what he's saying. You lost because Mikal Bridges had 2 points. You lost because you missed 10 straight 3-point attempts in the fourth quarter where you don't exactly draw fouls. So there's plenty of reasons the Spurs were able to win Game 3, and the most important was the want to, the heart that they played with all game. That's what won. So San Antonio can take that to heart, even though the Knicks head coach didn't seem to give him much credit for that part of it. What do you mean? He said, yeah. You set that to just strictly as your pretext for whining about the officiating. And again, leave the whining about the officiating to us fans and media. Stay above that fray. It's a bad look. You're an NBA coach. Don't make people go to the actual game story, the actual context, and see that San Antonio had twice as many assists as you as well. Was that the ref's fault? Did they pass the ball for San Antonio? Did the refs miss 10 straight threes in the fourth? I mean, I'm just asking for a friend. We're going to go out and put the whole game on the refs. I've never seen a second half. I never thought in the finals. Good. You shouldn't be wasting time thinking about hypotheticals. But he shot 37 3-pointers. You were outscored by 7 at the line. Overall, was a 10 free throws more. They talk about the second half. I know the Knicks got into the bonus early. But I mean, I don't know what you expect. If Victor Wembanyama's standing there and you hook his arm so he can't raise it, it doesn't look violent. It's a foul. And then you cry that what do you mean it's not a foul? You're holding his arm. Those are the kinds of fouls that they're complaining about. And the Spurs played in your face, hair on fire defense from the get-go. So it becomes the established kind of what you're watching, the Spurs playing defense on the Knicks. Knicks didn't do that so much. So maybe they got more, quote, touch fouls. But I just know this. I don't like officials. I'm always eager to make them the reason why a certain team or player is, wrecked. And watching the game last night, there was never a point I thought the officials were going to cost one of these two teams a game. It never felt that way. Felt like the Knicks had plenty of opportunity to win the game. Plenty of opportunity. And the overall free throw attempts for the entire night was 32-22. Wasn't, outrageous. And part of your free throw shooting is how you're playing. And again, if you miss 10 straight threes to start the fourth quarter, that's 4 minutes if you don't have a chance to get a free throw. Meanwhile, they're driving and dishing and alley-ooping and rebounding and scoring. Spurs wanted it more last night, period. That's how they played. They wanted it more. It doesn't always equal a win. Doesn't mean the Knicks didn't want it. The Spurs played like if they didn't win last night, their lives were going to end. I mean, they play and you saw it from the get-go.
Yeah, the intensity was up.
The intensity was up. It might have helped the atmosphere and the electricity was what it was. You think an NBA player's getting intimidated by a bunch of 40-year-olds screaming defense, defense, defense. You think that's fun for the crowd. It gets the crowd going, and it may even help the Knicks to a degree, but it ain't bothering the opponent. There's no opponent gets the middle of the first quarter in that kind of atmosphere that is not enjoying it just as much as the home team or anyone else. It's fun to play with that kind of, in that kind of environment. The Browns have learned that they're losing one of their offensive linemen. Joel Bitonio has announced his retirement after 12 seasons. Man, the time goes fast. I remember when Bitonio was a draft prospect. 34 years old, you should get a medal for this. There should be an NFL hardship medal. He spent his entire 12-year career in Cleveland. If you go to a place like Cleveland and spend your whole career there, you ought to get some sort of bonus pay. He was a second-rounder, 35th overall pick in the 2014 draft, named to 7 Pro Bowls, tied with Myles Garrett for 4th most in team history. That's why I brought up the name Joel Bitonio, because it's probably not one you know, but there he is, at least when it comes to how his standing in the AFC. Every bit as impactful as Myles Garrett. They each have had 7 Pro Bowl appearances. Garrett, of course, is now on off to the Los Angeles Rams as the Browns try again to somehow get it right. This time they're going with trading away asset. You could be a team that has Travis Hunter and Myles Garrett, or you can just blow it up and do it different ways. And they have. I don't have a problem with them deciding that the way we're doing it is not working. Now, there's also the question with the ownership group, will it ever work? And the answer, probably no. That's probably your answer. We get a good look at the Browns, don't we? Week one, they come down here. Well, who's that Jag-hating SI reporter? Is it Connor Orr? Is it that bald bastard? One of those Jag-hating national correspondents had the Jags losing week 1 to Cleveland. Now, tell me how much you hate Jacksonville to just arbitrarily say, I think Cleveland wins that game. Like, what about Cleveland makes you think they're going to win any games, much less an opener on the road in the hot city of Jacksonville, Florida against a football team? What would make you think that, I think the Browns will win that one? Pure unadulterated Jag hate. That's what.
Open up that heart and let that hate out.
You can find me a different upset you could pick before you say the Browns win at the Jag. Week 1 point spreads. Jags will probably be one of the 3 or 4 biggest point spreads in the league. Home against the Browns? I bet. Come back and introduce you to the Jaguars today. I may even answer that question when we do. It's been a Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday on The Drill.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
Coogan's Hickin here, and it's June. Yes, summertime. Not only are the kids out of school, but it also is Men's Health Awareness Month. Did you know the largest organ on your body is your skin? That's right. And with this summertime Sunshine State heat, got to protect that skin, folks. It's more important than you think. I've been seeing my docs at Beaches Dermatology for years, and my skin thanks me for it. It doesn't take long, but it's a must. Book your appointment today, like right now, online at beachesdermatology.com.
It's Mike Dempsey. If you're thinking about a bathroom upgrade, maybe turning that old tub into a safer walk-in shower, check out 5 Star Bath Solutions. I shopped around, talked to several companies, and I chose 5 Star because their customer service was simply incredible. Responsive, honest, upfront about the entire project, and their pricing was even better than expected. When you're ready for a fresh look, better comfort, and a bathroom space you'll love using every day, schedule your free consultation at 5starbathsolutions.com and get the 5-star experience.
The new MVP of lunch has arrived. Firehouse Subs Steak and Cheese Melt. USDA Choice Flame-Seared Steak, sauteed red and green bell peppers, caramelized onions, melted provolone cheese, and mayo on a toasted sub roll. Steak and Cheese Melt, only at Firehouse Subs.
Checkmate. I'm Brendan Cecilia, founder of Checkmate Coatings.
And I'm Chester, Checkmate mascot and cultural ambassador.
Summer is a perfect time to have your garage floor coating installed. With our chemicals drying even faster in the warmer weather, it's a busy time for us, but we can still keep our prices surprisingly affordable.
And with 0% financing available, you can enjoy your floor now and pay for it later.
And Chester can enjoy his fancy British tea that I have to pay for.
I do enjoy a nice Darjeeling, Brendan, and the quality is important.
And at Checkmate, the highest quality is our minimum standard.
On flooring and tea.
Gorgeous garage floors?
Check. Perfect installation?
Check. Easy payment options that make your great new floor affordable? Checkmate.
Transforming your floors, making them great. Checkmate.
Visit checkmatecoatings.com. That's checkmatecoatings.com.
Funny thing, a lot of plumbing companies still call themselves local, even after being bought by, well, not local people. Meanwhile, Hall & Sons Plumbing is still family-owned, veteran-operated, and proudly serving Jacksonville the way we always have, with a handshake, honest pricing, and real local roots. So if you want a plumber who actually lives down the road, not in a boardroom 3 states away, call Hall & Sons Plumbing. Local. Family. Real.
I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care? Totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
Hey, this is Lauren Brooks. If you love your dad or husband, but their garage is a mess, I've got good news for you. Closets by Design's Father's Day sale is here. Imagine custom cabinets for tools and beach gear, storage walls that actually organize the chaos, and durable new garage flooring that makes the whole space feel brand new. It's the perfect gift for just about any dad. Right now, get 40% off plus an extra 15% off plus free installation. Stop by their showroom on Phillips Highway to see the possibilities for yourself. Or online, closetsbydesign.com.
Budweiser reminds us to drink wiser, like hydrating between beers. It keeps the fun going longer, and it's a commitment to responsibility. Remember, good times are ahead, so no need to overdo it. Know when to say when, and always designate a driver.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
All right, well, we get ready for Jags mini camp, which is going now in full, starting today, and we'll have lots of chatter from down at the camp. Listen, it's good just to kind of get back into our consciousness, the football. Let's be honest, in the NFL, if you're in a market, especially, it never leaves. You know, if you're living in, Nashville, Tennessee, or, well, I guess they are a market too. If you're living in some places, maybe it doesn't feel like it's as 24/7 as it does when you're living in an NFL market. And we know as soon as the season ends, it's, a couple weeks off. Then you're on to the college scouting. Then you're on to the Senior Bowl. And then you're on to the combine. And free agency starts. And then the draft. And then the OTAs. And now on to a mini camp, which is just next in line. And the boys are standing by with the Jaguars today. And Tony's in right now to give us a little preview. Hey, Tony.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Tony Pross, yeah.
How we doing?
All good, man. We'll have Frank Frangie on. He's out there at practice this morning for the Jags, and you're right. It's all year long. You have this basically 5 weeks, right, where the players have it off, where there's not any news really around the team except guys are hanging out to work out. That's the extent of kind of the news around the team, hopefully, right? Like any of the other news is going to be they're getting in some kind of trouble. But, we talked about that a little bit yesterday on the show. We haven't had any of that. Like off-season craziness, from the football team here in a while. Like there's the kind of the nuttiness of the Urban hire. Like that off-season was a little noisy, but it wasn't because players were doing a bunch of nonsense.
Well, I'll tell you what else really calms the waters is there was still a lot more uncertainty, even negativity around the quarterback position a year ago. That makes a big difference for setting the overall fan mood of your team. There were still 50-50 maybe even on battling whether or not, every step and misstep the quarterback takes. And so you don't have that this year too, which I think gives you overall calmer seas.
Yeah, like we've seen, especially in this offseason, you know, what's happened with Miami. They've had to cut the cord on Tua. You know, we've seen Arizona had to cut the cord on Kyler. You know, like, it's not like there haven't been quarterbacks that have been paid right now who teams have had to pivot off of, right? Like, after having made the decision on the contract, I don't think it was anything anywhere near close to happening with Trevor Lawrence. Like, I always thought he was going to be fine, right, in a Jaguars uniform. But fans were a little bit noisier about it last offseason, I think. But
and the media, I mean, just
yeah.
all the way around. The overall view of the franchise, I think, is a lot more stable because it's thought the quarterback is.
It's hard not to be when you win 13.
For sure. All right. Well, Jaguars today with Tony, Mike, Franz joining them live from down at today's minicamp opener. We will see you tomorrow. Enjoy Jaguars today.
Blueface, baby.
The